everybody to Monday Night Fire Shrike. We were postponed last week due to lack of sleep and lack of prep finishing, but we're back. And I think we jump in with we get the first thing we get is we get like the Tempest, sort of like out in space, like scanning a planet and what have you, and a group of ships of Drow Elf design come approach them. And we get like the on-screen like communications between a Drow Elf and a military-looking armor and uniform, talking with back and forth with Twinkle. We also get a bit of we also get like a scene of Vesa in this mountain base out in the middle of the wastelands in Akaton. Um, with, we get like the background where it's like, sort of tech equipment shoved into a cave and wired up to generators and what have you. And give me a second here. Damn. Sorry, voice is a little bit dry. But the with the like screens in the background, like a table with holographic display, we see Dr. Ernebron Tallet, not the one we're used to though, and a lieutenant and a Jake Dawson, again not the one we're used to, Kolnak, and a group of other people we may or may not recognize, but only slightly. And Vesa and her company standing around a table discussing plans. And we also get the moment with Burn Ward and Zai, where they were kind of talking with the door blown off the hinges of Captain Zai's room. And then we get like the Tempest coming into, being escorted and landing at, at a planet, being escorted by these other ships and sort of being searched through and what have you. Um, and we get a bit of Vesa going back to her ship to exchange out, pick up somebody, exchange out, and get somebody new, and then coming back, and then we kind of get this. We get the Fire Shrike logo. When we come back in, we're gonna come back in with Captain Twinkle and company. So you've pretty much just docked, and they're landed at the landing pad, and there is a team of Drow customs inspectors that have come to search your ship. There are also a couple of people who look like they are definitively in charge. A couple of Drow walking down the rampway. One of which is the commander, the captain of the ship who hailed you before, the Ravist Zimlothi. Um, and there is a Drow woman with him, and another Drow male. All of uh, two of them, both of the Drow men are dressed in military style uniform and armor. As they approach, the woman seems to be wearing something that looks a little less like military and a bit more customized and personalized. It's um, and what have you. So Oliver, Xander, Twinkle, this is what you kind of like we come in on, is you guys are like standing outside of your ship with the customs inspectors team showing up, and these people walking forward towards you.
All right. I probably have, yeah, Oliver, well, the relevant people there. Yeah, just not going to them. Oliver, Xander, I mean, Mahala, probably. And, do I want Rulia there? Maybe, maybe not. And also, did he give me his fake name before we landed?
Solnas, I
Yeah.
think. Damn, you're right. Um,
He needed to give me a fake. I told him to.
I think. Oh, god damn it! There it is. That was the one thing I didn't think of. I think he's going by Naxish. Naxish.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna call him Naxish now until he
Yeah,
gives me a reason to do it otherwise. So yeah,
yeah,
and Naxish is there too.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I think he's actually kind of. I think like he
he's not
basically
afraid.
before you.
He's afraid to test out his disguise this early.
No, I think actually he made it like he probably told you that he probably made it clear. It's like, hey, as soon as we land, I'm gonna I'm gonna shadow out and integrate into the population. Like his plan is that he's going to go to ground here. Like
Hmm.
he figures that like he can't tell you anything new about Net Sadar that you're and he's not gonna risk his cover necessarily. He's here
Mm,
to gather information for his own purposes to some extent, but he also promised to like, if he heard anything, let you know of what you guys are looking around for.
sure.
Yeah, he's like, well, I'll stay in contact with you, but I'm going to be secreting myself away.
Right. So yeah, we're just kind of just waiting for them to show up. Probably greet them in, well, their customary uh, greeting. We do have to look the part after all.
Well, your closest approximation here is probably going to be um actually, you know what? Give me a culture roll here. This is something where the index helps you out.
Okay. What is culture but a sad little tin?
33.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, I mean, striking your own mind, the closest you can come up with is stuff from you might know about like apostate, but there is that moment where your index um, that Serold gave you gives you some insight here. Um, it kind of what form did yours take? I forget the index that you guys got.
It was the little hologram that. Yeah, it was just the. It was just kind of little the flip the little compad or
Okay,
whatever.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, like the pad lights up and it gives you like a small display of some basic customer like the basic customary like greeting. The fact that uh, the fact that it's stuff that you wouldn't necessarily have known otherwise, but the index is like, yeah, it's considered impolite to try to go for a handshake or any other physical contact
Sure.
in Ned Sadara due to the constant political backstabbing and whatnot. One never knows when somebody's trying to poison them or, use sleight of hand to assassinate them. So it's kind of considered a not done thing that to try to make physical contact. If you're trying to make a peaceful or a business stance that doesn't end in violence, the last thing you want to do is like
Okay.
try to initiate a handshake because they could take that the wrong way. Um,
Okay. But yeah, just stand there, nod, introduce myself and the crew.
yeah, they the yeah. As soon as they walk up, like there's of course you already know Ravis Zimlothi, Captain Zimlothi, and he says and you I forget you gave him you gave him your Twinkle Bailey from
Yep.
he's like he's like Twinkle Bailey. Do I refer to you as Captain or Ambassador?
Yes.
You can't probably thinks a moment and considering us docked, you can call me Ambassador Bailey.
He goes, he nods and he goes, I'm Captain Ravist Zemlothi. This is Captain, let me find his name here. This is Captain Tasvian Mefelkin. And he points to and the woman steps forward, like actually kind of says, and I am Sovi Zemlothi. Says, you'll excuse the military escort, but you can understand why one would be concerned about one's borders, particularly with a dangerous reputation that your planet holds.
There are many hurtful stereotypes involving Patella and its people.
She's like, indeed. She says, we're well aware of stereotypes. The council is the council is out of session, but a few so only a half of the matron mothers were available for were available for a special session today. She's like, I'm here to escort you directly to them.
I would enjoy nothing more.
It's like,
Do you mind if I bring a personal escort? Just one?
she looks around. She's like, very well.
It would be my translator, Mahala. Says, motioning to Mahala.
Well,
Mahala's not a translator, but she is now.
Like,
I think I'm okay for that. I speak
Actually, okay.
a lot of languages.
You probably speak more than I do. I've only got 5.
Oh,
So-
well, I have way more than 5.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
you should have a hell of a lot more than that.
Well,
You are
yeah,
aware that every
anything.
point of you are aware that every rank in culture allows you to learn a new language, right?
Oh fuck, I didn't.
Yeah, I speak.
I know 12 more
Mahala
languages.
speaks 19.
That's
Wow.
Yeah.
fantastic right there.
Every point.
God.
I should have
18.
13 different languages.
Fuck.
Yeah, no, listen, this game is the
26.
ultimate game to
What?
go, shit, I know 12 more languages. What the fuck?
What question?
I've seen this happen. I've run this game so many times, and every time, even if they played the game before, it always happens.
Lino's
So,
15.
question. Just from like an in-game, everybody running around is a fucking polyglot? What the heck? Everybody
What
knows
languages
a
do you
billion
run
different
into?
Not
fucking
just
languages.
Not like a fluent polyglot, like not just a polyglot, like a multi-polyglot, like.
Well, not even so much that, but it's like, I mean, your bonus languages are based off of like what you get base, then your intelligence bonus. Then if you have culture, you get 1 for every rank of culture. Not every character is going to have ranks in culture, but characters that deal with social interactions, yes.
We don't
Wait,
mention
so
it
I also-
often, but Zai speaks to everyone in their native language.
Hold on. I also know a language per rank of, or per modifier of intelligence.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I know 19 more languages.
Damn it!
Well,
What did you have? Bear and telepathy?
I have bear, even though it's not a language. I have bear because uplifted bear.
it's your
So right now,
yeah, it's
I
your
have common.
intelligence bonus and and
I have common, bear, Castrovellian, Shirin, Yisekai, and Vesk. I know a lot more than that.
It's
if you have
Holy
ranks in
sh-
culture, yeah.
it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. The amount
That's why
of
every time Burnward's like, I say this in this language. Does anyone else understand? And I'm like, yeah, I do. It's
doesn't-
in my list.
it just
Me too. Me too.
the amount of effort
We
it
have-
takes to practice and be fluent in these languages. Where?
First of all,
Downtime.
you're, this game assumes a sort of very multicultural, like get sort of like cross pollination, and it's easier to learn languages when you're young. So I'm presuming that a lot of this has to do with like when you're young, you're exposed to so many languages that you just sort of pick up on a lot of shit. Um, Plus, culture does derive a shitload of training, so um, it's why envoy one more reason why envoys are super goddamn useful because they usually have a lot of reason to pick up culture, and I think
Yes, Scott.
one of their abilities even allows them to get two languages per rank of culture if they take it
Jesus.
later on.
You just
Yeah,
know every
Yeah.
language.
yeah,
Yes,
That's the goal.
just yeah,
that is the goal.
a ridiculous amount of
Yeah.
languages.
Yeah,
Uh,
Burnward
Zai can
doesn't
do
even.
anything, but he can't speak every language
If
yet.
you have free language slots open that you have not spent yet, you can just retroactively say, "Yeah, I learned how to speak Dro."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Zai, if you're
Yeah.
anywhere near Zai or half a dozen other people, they can teach you whatever language you want.
This game
I will
is pretty
teach-
ridiculous with languages though. Like, fucking Burnward is like purely a combat character, and he still knows 6 languages. Like,
Right.
I
Yeah,
will teach you languages.
Yeah, in Pathfinder, I had to use like 3 or 4 feats for my
Mm.
bard to know pretty much every language in the game, though.
dang.
same.
Oh, before we get rolling too hard, I do want to do one other piece. I forget about this. I'd been meaning to do this. So with the Galaxy Exploration Manual having come out, there are rules for characters having their stuff be building up organizations. Well, I've been kind of talking with Chris about this a bit, and I looked into the rules, and they say that basically your organization can be like your source of income and how you get paid. Figuring up all of the statistics and whatnot, you guys will be actually getting paid regularly from the fact that you effectively work for Patella.
Fuck
What?
yes.
Yes.
You mean we're gonna be able to buy shit?
What that in effect means is all of that effort you guys put into creating like trade relationships with the Paperleaf Tea Trading Company and Dr. Erna Braun Talat actually now pays dividends because Patella since the Vescarium is actually willing to deal with you as well, the Patella is now making enough money that you guys can get paid. So I'm going to say that everybody, even those of you who are in another dimension, at this point,
Yay.
because this is a retroactively thing, get 50,000 credits
What?
in from being but those of you in another dimension, you probably will want to keep track of when you get other payouts from this on a separate sheet because you won't be able to access your bank accounts from a totally different dimension.
Hey, Commodore.
Okay,
How much
so
do I owe
100
you?
of that. Yeah, so 100 of
They-
that goes to Commodore.
They
So
fixed
100.
the economy of this game finally.
I don't know. It's not even so much that, it's the fact that a lot of the times you guys take a long time to complete jobs.
That's
gonna
part of
buy
it.
so
I was
much
gonna say
shit for my
Captain Zai's
food.
greatest gift through all of this is actually keeping a crew that he doesn't pay except like twice a year.
Captain, give yourself 10,000 credits because that pays off everything I owe you.
And another 100 as well.
Yeah, I just did the hunt.
I think I owe you
Yeah.
like 1,500, don't I?
I thought it was like
I love
3,000.
how like all of
still.
our buddies
I
just
love
going
it.
to.
Pretty
To
sure
him.
we
Also-
paid half of that.
I don't work for
Captain-
you people yet.
But guess what?
Captain.
Okay.
But guess what?
Okay.
You get 3,000 anyways.
Yeah,
I
and
was gonna say I'll take 1,500, but if you give me 3,000, I'll take 3,000.
Uh-huh.
yeah, and just letting you know, Captain, your strongest motivator for people who weren't necessarily apt to stay around the ship, putting them in debt, lovingly putting them in debt, it's gone now.
Oh no.
What are you going to do?
Rude.
Oh, are you ready? Hey, you got some money there, Burnward. I can make level 15 armor.
Fuck. Okay, I
Look
do
at
have
him,
some
he got
money.
you back.
But hold on. I wouldn't take your armor though. I'm an armor specialist. Thank you very much. Even if you make
So
better
that
armor,
means
my armor
that
is still better.
You could assist, and that would cut down on time, And you'd
Oh,
still get level
shit.
15 armor that you made with me.
Oh shit, you're not
Come
wrong.
on, Slef. Remember, we make computers, we make all kinds of shit
Oh,
together.
I remember. No,
By
no, no.
our
I
powers
remember.
combined.
But
I forgot that would work because I'd be crafting the armor still.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Anyway,
we can
I
do
won't
that
eat up
later.
more of the time. I
By
gotta
the way-
think.
And now you know how I keep you guys in debt.
I didn't actually mean to imply I didn't want Oliver or Xander there. As a matter of fact, if they'll allow me to take them both, I will take both.
yeah,
I mean, I'm a
they're fine with
translator now, so
Yeah,
I
they.
was gonna say, I assumed I was riding Oliver through this entire thing.
What?
Bear,
I'm a 14-inch tall radish lady. I can
Yeah.
ride a bear,
he's
and he's
Sorry,
okay with
but
it.
the
I
NPC
just,
that
I
he
just had a
controls.
moment
well.
of Zai, like, riding the fucking bear. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Please ignore me.
I have a picture of Abraham Lincoln riding a bear.
Mahala is his
Good.
sort of special cherished NPC that travels
Yeah.
with Twinkle.
Right? She's
The-
the sniper that
I-
talks like a valley girl. That's her whole bit.
I
The-
tolerate her because she can offer valuable insight, and by that I mean I need to converse with Chris.
I
Yeah,
love it.
I love it.
It's not
Alright,
meta
anyway.
at all. Like there is no
No.
meta. The so, but to draw back to the scene, so yeah, bear or no bear, Drow are pretty confident in their own lair.
Oh, I'm sure they
They're-
are.
and it's a fairly modern city. It's well, actually, it's very modern. It's got a lot of the same things you'd see in the packed worlds of the Veskarium or anywhere else civilized in the galaxy. Uh, it's just you have to go underground to see all of it. The surface is still relatively exposed to the system star and what have you. The Drow pretty much here live underground. But that said, they have these streaming, these big metropolises under this underground. If the capital city here is anything to go by, I think Sylvia is probably just sort of like as she's speaking, she's like, "This is Khorzim Prime, the capital of the Nechsadara Drow Empire, and capital of the planet of Khorzim. I think you'll find here that we have a higher level of technology and a higher level of culture than you'll find most places pretty much anywhere in the known galaxy." She's like, and she says, "We do carry a great deal of traditions back from our ancient past, although it would be although the characterization that we are completely stuck in the ancient era would be a false assumption. This is there is a great deal more depth to our culture than outsiders might presume." She's like, "What exactly would bring Patella to try to open negotiations with Nechsadara? I'm curious. We haven't exactly made overtures."
At this point in time, we are interested in all parts of the galaxy and are not going to be limiting our options to those of our nearest neighbors. At least that is the hope.
And she's like, she's like, she says, "And your aim is to create a diplomatic, is to create diplomatic ties here, or trade?"
I hope that whatever comes of this meeting, it is both productive and, well, beneficial to us both, whether that is trade or diplomatic. I am a wearer of many hats, if you hadn't noticed.
She's like, "So it would seem." She's like, "Twinkle Bailey, She goes, "Let's see if I've got most of this correct. Studied studied xenoarchaeology, moved to a life of crime. Job went bad on, was it Epsilon Station? Was it Castrovel? You know, she was a known associates. One was recently released from prison. 3 are currently at large. One is a status of unknown. Says, joined the crew of the Fire Shrike somewhere in the Tabori cluster. Haven't pinpointed the exact planet yet, but we have a few good guesses. We've been working with Commodore Zai, as it were. Member in good standing with the free captains. Am I missing anything?
Not at all, and I should say, I guess I shouldn't at all be surprised that someone such as I appearing on your doorstep wouldn't attract a great deal of attention.
She's like, oh, on the contrary. And she goes, we know quite a bit about you and your compatriots, and we've been curious, but not curious enough to. We haven't been curious enough to pursue any further. We have had agents. We have had agents working very closely. The goal wasn't necessarily you or yours per se, but enough intel was collected, and she's clearly kind of playing that we know who you are a bit. It's she's not bothering to hide it.
No, and at the end of the day, does it bother Twinkle? Yes,
Yeah.
a little bit, because it's a really bad time to be dragging, old shit up, especially in front of other people who may or may not know things about this. But at the same time, you can't let it get to you. You just kind of accept. I'm
Right.
walking into a situation where I have very little control, and because of that, I just have to go with the wind.
She's like, but you go ahead and
Would you like
go
me to
ahead and
roll
give me a sense. Go ahead and give me a sense motive here.
Can
ally,
all of us make that?
enemy,
Those
ally,
of you who are in, yeah, those of you who are there can make that roll. So,
Oh my
ally, enemy,
gosh.
ally, enemy, ally, enemy?
Oh, that's not her.
Enemy.
Try that again.
Kidding.
Zai's not there.
Are you sure his eye's not there?
No,
Yeah.
Pops into existence.
Got him.
Is Mahala
Oliver?
gonna roll? Because if someone with a higher score than me says this is bad news, Bears.
I got a 41, so
Yeah,
Did
we're
ya?
all wearing
Wow,
our
and
little
that's still-
circlets. Circlets.
Not
Little-
actually very
I
good.
don't. Yeah,
Oh yeah, you did. God damn.
I'm not wearing a circlet.
So it's pretty. Yeah, he doesn't have to. You have limited telepathy anyway. You just get that because you're an uplifted bear. Um, the so there's not a lot of words being said here to this effect, but I think both Twinkle and Oliver specifically notice that there is Captain Mefelkin, Tasvian Mefelkin. He is distinctly not happy with the situation, and he doesn't seem he's not particular, and it's not you guys that he's like bothered by. He seems to be bothered by Sovi and Ravist that are there. Like those are the ones that he seems most concerned with. like you guys, he doesn't seem to be terribly concerned with, but um, you know, concerned in the sense that Drow are paranoid. These Drow are paranoid anyway. But he's obviously much more concerned with his compatriots.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
there's a yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, it wouldn't surprise me all that much considering what we've heard about this little societal structure. The four big families messing with each other, trying to gain the upper hand. We have,
Yeah,
two Zimlothi to one Mafelkin. So,
yeah, and from what you and from what Solna has told you, those are two of the bigger houses.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
From the information you've got so far.
I can't read
And
the
there's
third house's name, but the Tekken Ret is, I think, the smallest.
I don't know that they're necessarily the smallest, but they're actually one of the important ones. But they had a cousin house that was brought down by um, they supposedly had a cousin house that was brought down by Dro politics
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in the ancient past.
So, yeah,
There's
sorry.
yeah, but there you maybe kind of get to like the end of like they've kind of had you walking at this point, like you've been um like you walk but they finally get you to like a checkpoint where they kind of get you through like they process you through um and they're kind of they seem they don't seem terribly concerned with anybody that's carrying like small arms or like a melee weapon or something, like smaller weapons. They're much more concerned if anybody starts trying to bring like grenades or larger weapons in, which you've seen as being fairly common in most ports. She's like, I will fair warn you that in some parts of the city, worship of uh, worship of deities um, other than the predominant religions there is illegal, even if you're an outsider and even if you didn't know. So, probably be best to be careful
That is
if
good
any of you have
information.
religious affiliations.
Make a mental note to pass that along to the crew because I don't need anyone getting arrested. Or worse. Maybe. Yeah.
I just sent a
there's
text.
there is a shuttle, like
You
there
do that.
is a hover there's a
Yeah.
hover car that like pulls up, sort of like big enough for everybody to get into. The Soviet, it's obviously like an official like vehicle kind of thing. It's got like it's got all what look like the symbols of the flag or what have you on it. So it's basically she's like, we'll be going straight to the council chambers to avoid any unnecessary delays or complications with local customs. I hope that's, she says, I hope that's amenable to you.
As much as I'd rather just not be in this situation at all.
Right.
But, yeah. Yes, that is perfectly acceptable.
Yeah. And I think it doesn't take long. The shuttle moves at a decent speed and apparently is just expected of that this shuttle has right of way. You notice that by the way that traffic reacts to them and what have you, that when they're coming through, like official government vehicle like this is coming through, it's obvious that everybody just assumes they're supposed to get out of the way because the driver never once variates or deviates from the path that he seems to want to take, and nobody ever like wanders into their way. Um, Even people that would have been like if they had the light to go one way we'll just stop and let them go through. And there's no sirens, there's no honking, there's no big to do about it. So they're expected. They see the symbols and they back off and let this government vehicle go through.
Probably say telepathically, culture indeed.
Mm.
Yeah. And there's but when you finally arrive at the administrative building, which is a incredibly impressive structure, like it's probably one of the biggest structures you've seen being built completely underground that wasn't by dwarves. Um, it's spectacular, and it's covered with, maybe as you were like flying by, you saw walls that were painted with like glowing fire that would, just different Dro symbols and whatnot. Various things in Dro, like the typical kind of graffiti you might see from, street people or what have you. Um, and there's but when you get to the building, like much of the graffiti has cleared up, and it's clear that they use a great deal of like illusory magic combined with like holographic technology to really make the place super impressive, like a testament to the sort of like monolithic nature of their ruling council.
Really
Um,
makes it pop.
yeah, it's very centerpiece. Um, but it's also very well protected. You can very obviously see where there are barracks on site, and you can only guess that there's about 1,000,001 traps and unseen dangers. But the shuttle kind of like pulls up in front. There's already like a security or escort, there to pick up and accompany you. The rank and file soldiers that were with you sort of fall away. It's just the two captains and this representative, this Sovi Zemlothi, but it's basically a whole new regiment of guards and what have you that have dropped in on security escort. Moving through like you don't get like a lot of flack. You can tell that that these people, their personages are well known enough that they don't have they don't get like a lot of the extra security like things that you might expect. They're just recognized, and they're scanned for their biosignatures, and they're allowed, and then they're kind of let in. um, but you move through a couple of security checkpoints with them as like sort of your escort, until you finally get your way to the council chambers. The council chambers, it's a very large, it's an amphitheater type situation with like a sort of a podium and stage where whoever is speaking is supposed to, clearly go to. Um, and there are several seats that are empty. At least half or more of the seats appear to be empty at the moment. There's only a few matron mothers sitting in attendance, and not all of them are the sort of venerable older, um, Dro women that you would expect. Some of them are younger um, than you'd expect. And they're like the council sort of introduces, is like announces Sovi Zimlothi, like said that now presenting Ambassador Twinkle Bailey of the planet Patella. And it's like sort of like looks towards you and like nods for you to approach the podium.
Guys, it occurs to me that the fact that Twinkle is male may have some adverse side effects.
I can fix that.
I just thought of that, Captain, and technically changing sex right now would be a bad idea.
Yes, I
So
know. I am well aware.
But I can do it. I can make sex change potions.
I am well aware, but at this point
He
we
should
have.
have one in his pocket.
I am well aware. At this point, guys, it seems to be a little far along. I think.
Okay, just pretend to be a girl. They probably don't know gnome gender.
Gnome gender.
He's not a
Twinkle's
gnome.
not a
Or not,
gnome.
sorry,
He's an
not gnome.
isekai.
Isekai gender.
Jesus.
Because you're rats. Like,
Isekai.
do isekai walk around with like mammalian boobs, like human boobs, or do they just have nipples that could be hidden under like the clothes?
I do not like.
You could
what-
pretend to
I
be
have
a
a feeling.
female.
I have a feeling the very robust spy network of these people are probably gonna know what
They
gender
probably
Twinkle
know.
is.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
What if Twinkle hit it his
Just a
entire
thought.
life?
But to
God.
hit it his entire. I have between Marixa and here. I have decided I am going to undergo transition. Yes.
Just offered.
No. It's just one of
Your
those.
information
I
is
think
wrong.
we were just kind of screwed no matter what, and it would have been funny to
Yeah.
make Mahala the ambassador, but that thought has long since, passed.
Like, hey.
Well, yeah, we should have
what
thought
up,
about that
Drow?
while we were still on the way.
Actually, I would have made Rulia the. Yeah, I would have
Oh,
made
that's way
Rulia
cooler.
the. Oh,
That
and
probably
then
would've
got to
still got us
listen to
into
him
trouble.
talk to himself every. Oh, that would have been fucking great. Meanwhile, I could have piloted. I have ranks in piloting, so I wouldn't run it into any walls either. Anyways,
That was
So-
snarky and I loved it.
yeah, probably steps forward to take the podium. What am I looking at here? I know there are some people here, but I mean,
So,
let's take a temp. Let's take a room
so,
temp.
okay. Are you trying to see what the mood of the room is? Is that what you're looking at?
Yes, yes, room
Here?
temperature,
Give me a
please.
give me a sense motive.
Ooh,
I guess.
Emil.
Would you like me
So
to
there
also...
is a lot going on here.
he's
There's
good.
a lot to unpack. Most of these people do not seem to trust each other. These matron mothers. You
Welcome
can
to Drow.
you can pretty much tell who the most, like, you can pretty much get a sense of how powerful each of the matron mothers here are in terms of the rankings of their house, just by sort of like looking around. And if you had to guess, you and from your best guess, you've already figured out who the matron mothers for Zimblothy and Methel can have to be. You're not sure which is which necessarily, but you have a pretty good idea which ones are going to be the two, just based on the fact that you've heard that they're two of the more powerful ones, in the two of the more influential and powerful ones. There's a lot of, as regards each other, a great deal of suspicion and, and in some cases jealousy and hatred. But towards you, there tends to be a sense of, some of them say, you get the read that they're mostly curious. Some of them may have nefarious purposes to their curiosity. You can tell that there's at least one that's trying to size you up for how to utilize you as a pawn in whatever politics that they've got going on. But
Okay.
there's they don't have a particular, none of them have a particular, there's no unified agenda when it comes to you. The predominant attitude towards you tends to be curiosity.
Let's
There
go
are one or
ahead.
two that are hateful, but you know.
Sure. I'm gonna try and lean into the idea of that Twinkle is actually. Hold on. 1 sec. I got an age around here somewhere. Twinkle, how old are you?
Older
How
than
long
Jake.
has it been since we
7.
started this campaign? A
Oh
year?
my God, almost 7.
3 years. Oh, since
Well,
you joined.
not
2
started this
years?
campaign. I'm talking like in-game years since Twinkle has joined. Months?
Yeah, it's been about 2 years since Slef died, and you were a little bit before that.
Yeah, 2 years.
Okay.
Oh my God, I bet you're like 5.
No, he's 15.
Oh, you're an old man.
But I mean, coming of age for the isekai is 10.
Yeah.
So
You're a
let's
young
see.
man.
So he's gonna try and lean into the, especially what they know about him. Maybe the specialist that is in over his head, and subsequently he's going to try and look very manipulatable. Um, Diplomacy, I guess. Let's see.
That's not a word.
Manipulative.
Manipulatable.
Thank
Oh,
you.
manipulate.
I'm glad we're all English majors here and correcting me.
Municipal.
Perfect.
Municipal. Yeah, that's the word. Municipal.
Malleable.
Multicultural.
Malleable. Ooh,
Is
that's a good one.
Gullible.
What about the
Mitochondria.
Calliope?
Ooh.
All right.
Now, literally, now
so,
we're just like
I
just
was
putting
gonna say,
things
I
to
don't know if
Twinkle.
you're actually wanting me to talk, or if
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
What's Twinkle say here?
Bailey's the
great,
powerhouse himself.
make a speech, Gunner.
Ah,
Talk about mitochondria.
No.
Alice,
Probably just going to start. Greetings, everyone, and thank you for inviting us so warmly into your home. My name is Ambassador Twinkle Bailey, and I have been sent from Patella as a representative and hopefully as a speaking piece for. Crap, hold on, pause 1 second. What is your title, Zai?
king technically at this point.
Would Twinkle know that?
Yes.
I don't want
I
to
was
call
calling myself king before you left.
I don't want to call you a king.
here's the thing: calling him a king will just make them think that you are that much more stupid.
That is true.
You're doing a great job right now. Like, I can totally see the whole, like, yes, thank you for welcoming us into your home warmly. Like,
Yeah, no,
I see what you're doing.
Yeah, no, just yes. I have been sent by Patella on behalf of King Zai to King Zai Volvetto to hopefully establish some sort of peaceable working relationship with the people here on Nej Sadar and of. Is this considered an empire?
They just called it an empire.
Okay,
Sovies
so,
and Lathi
yes.
did anyway.
Okay. Of the people of Nej Zadar and your empire beyond. I was sent here with loose instructions of what I can and cannot do, and so as to that end, I hope to at least stage some some talks, and potentially. God, this is so fucking bad. Twinkle, you're fucking it all
doing
up.
great.
Anyways.
No, you're doing great.
Yay.
You're doing great.
Loose instructions, and to that end, I have some limited say on what potential negotiations going on in the future. We don't plan on staying here much longer than a few weeks, but if necessary, I will take all the time necessary to leave here, hopefully one step closer to a prosperous relationship between Patella and the Empire of the Empire. Just call it the Empire. I don't remember what the Empire's name is.
Nej Sadara.
Okay. Well,
So the empire is called, well, the system is called Nej Sadara, and apparently they call it their empire.
that's fine.
The planet you're on is Korzum, and the city you're in is Korzum Prime.
Look, they could say it's the empire of the late great Ming Dynasty, and I would agree with them. I just
Right, no, I
I
get
don't care.
Well, I was just trying to help you out. You're
No. You're absolutely right, and it's good to know. I just
Yeah.
saying, yeah, but
yeah, there. I think there is a there is a moment, and there is like like something, there's clearly some kind of signal sent or something you can't see. They kind of it's the chambers are not terribly well lit. Like most of the lighting is on the podium and the pedestal. They kind of keep themselves. You can see them, but they're kind of a little bit in a darker spot. So they're it's clearly that this is done to project their power and to put whoever is speaking to them on the spot. Um, but there's one of the voices is like, the council recognizes Matron Laritha Zemlathi, and one of the matron mothers stands up. Says, "And what exactly are you proposing? An embassies, formal diplomatic relations, trade? What exactly is in this for Nech Sidara?"
Oh boy, guys, I get to do my favorite thing, beat around the bush. I'm going to utilize all of the political speak I've seen on CNN the past as long as I've been alive and go, that is a great question. The plan here for us today is to essentially test the waters and see what kind of reception we would be given here. And, well, a lot of that's up in the air. It just depends. An embassy isn't out of the question. Neither are formal relations. It just depends on what kind of relations that the Empire is interested in. No answer.
Yeah, there's a moment where like um you the matron Zumlathi kind of stands there for a minute and studies you um before sitting down, and the same voice that recognized matron Zumlathi is like speaks up and says, "Matron Krivzal Mefel Ken, I'm taking the floor for the moment if there are no objections," and looks around like meaningfully. Um, there's the only one that most of them seem to give a certain amount of deference. There's a couple of houses that look a little bit more um, invested in what's going on. House Zimlathi, matron Laritha Zimlathi eases back and seems to be making herself very casual at this point after the initial question.
At this point, the only thing I'm afraid of is appearing like I know too little, in which case they'll suspect I know a whole lot more than they think I do, which is also great because then they have more reason to come bug me.
So, diplomatic relations, embassies, still haven't addressed the question of what is actually in it for Nech Sidara. What would an alliance, what would any kind of alliance or diplomatic relations with Patella gain Nech Sidara?
That's a great
You
question.
pissed off a lot of people.
Like,
She can finish her statement before I answer. She can talk all she wants.
she's just kind of like, she's like, we would need some sort of guarantor that it would be worth our time and effort to create any formalized relationship.
I have heard that sentiment expressed in other places that I have been to in the past. I can just say that it is a burgeoning and fertile ground. Patella has lots of opportunities in several parts of the world, whether that becomes export, import, industry, intelligence, technology. Patella is kind of, uh, how would you say, a new start. A new start for people who want to do things differently. And as such, the kinds of people we interact with, the kinds of, dare I say, allegiances we make, the kinds of bonds we forge, will greatly alter what Patella offers to the world, not just its own, but into the stars beyond. It's precisely this reason that we are reaching out to as many different systems as possible and, well, trying to find our place in the world. As for what we can offer you, that really just depends. You have to ask, and we shall see it through.
Give me a sense motive here.
Quick, give the drow a blank check, guys.
I mean, let's be honest, I'm just the ambassador.
Shit.
Someone
Yeah,
else want to
there-
make a sense motive for me?
Yeah,
Sense
if
motive?
those of you who are there are capable of making a sense motive to see if you can read anything.
I'm gonna be bad at it unless I roll a 20, but I'll try.
Mahala, why are you not better at reading people?
Yeah. You're the,
So I was
translator.
made to be a sniper captain. I will work on being an ambassador as we go along.
How many people
Well,
have you
so-
ever been asked to snipe, Mahala?
73
So-
before I started working for the Commodore.
And now none. Anyways.
So, Xander, Twinkle, Oliver, there is a moment where you realize you can see it on her face that it's there only for the slightest of seconds, and most people would have missed it. But there's that moment of recognition. She sees exactly what you're doing here, but she smiles and she sits down and she says, "We'll take the matter under advisement. Feel free to enjoy the city for a few days while we convene a session with the rest of the council to debate the matter. Although I would stick to although I would stick to the market and the governmental districts if I were you. Some of the other some of the other districts can be a little unforgiving. And then there's also the local laws in various sections depend on a great deal on what house holds much influence there, and the laws are a bit complicated in places."
Duly noted. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope to see all of you again soon.
We will call for you when we've made a decision.
Absolutely. If I can be of any more assistance, if I can offer any more insight into Patella and its inner workings, please, you have but to ask.
Yeah, she's like, she says, "Indeed, you are dismissed."
Nods, steps back from the podium, turns around, and I'm assuming I'm going to be led out of the building, because why would they let us go anywhere of our own volition?
Right. They once you're led out, they're like Sovia is waiting for you. The two captains are not with her. There is a security detail. She's like the transport. She says the shuttle will take you back to your ship. We've received instructions that you are given that they have issued special passports for you to see through yourselves through the marketplace, through the marketplace, I would take the time to study up before you go wandering.
Of course.
And it's like, we can't, of course, be held accountable for for anything that happens outside of the market district and the government offices. Not
That's
everyone around here likes outsiders all that well.
I completely understand. Um, Actually, if I wanted to do some reading up, would you have any recommendations as to who I might have to ask?
She's like, well, are a number of, she says, there are a number of individuals who would be more than happy to, give you a guided tour for a fee. Others who might be willing to trade you some information for a fee.
I
Y'all
see.
got a library.
For a fee.
And she's
I'm
like,
sorry, that was just. Yes, very quaint, very insightful. Thank you. Y'all got a library. That was great. Oh, I fucking love it.
she looks at you, Xander, like so uncivilized. She's just like, she's like, there are a number of libraries. She says, from large to small, they all have different prices and they all have different prices. Some charge by the hour, some charge by the book, some charge by both the hour and the book. Some charge a flat fee. And she's like, and then of course there's the Great Archives. Although the Great Archives are rather expensive.
Well, we just came into a lot of money.
He's like, I gave you a bunch of money. Now here, let me take that money from you. I probably turns and, well, Xander, it looks like you're going to have to do some research on your research. Make an informed decision. Thank you for your time. It is greatly appreciated, especially for newcomers to a place such as this. I am impressed.
Oh, and I'm curious about something. You might drop by the Zemlothi compound later when you've got your bearings. And
Wow.
she hands you like a business card for House Zemlothi.
Oh shit, they got a directory and everything. Great. Sorry.
Yeah, there's but yeah, but they kind of lead. But with that, she kind of turns and goes back into the council building, leaving you to take the shuttle.
That works. Stepping back into the shuttle.
All right. Yeah.
Yep, we're any cut sign. Twinkle will probably cut off any attempt at conversation until we're back on the ship, because it's not a matter of if it's bugged. It's bugged.
It's a matter of who has it bugged.
Right, and well, what kind of bugs?
Really, it's a matter of everyone doesn't have their GRs on. Otherwise, we can still converse.
See, that's the thing.
Telepathy can be intercepted, my man.
I proved that already.
If anybody can intercept telepathy, it's definitely Nedge Zadar. Yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
just just out of fear. Also, I've never been put on the spot. What's that? Never done that before. Hey, give a speech about this planet you've only been on for a few weeks. Okay,
Technically, King's Eye hasn't been there much more than you.
fair.
Cough.
and it's one of those. I'm like, well, it's new and green.
Beautiful.
I was there when we killed the first Kraken.
Wait, there are krakens.
When we slayed the first Tusk Hog. Shame on you.
Kraken.
That's what I said.
No, I was clarifying for Gunner.
I was confused.
Tree krakens
Jesus.
Oh.
and slug hogs.
And technically, you didn't.
Slug hogs.
The slug hog is what you killed there.
Can we give them like the tree kraken place if they ask?
That's no. Those are our tree krakens, and we're gonna fight them to the death.
Well, they're good at building underground, so maybe, I don't know, a section of the ocean for them to build an Atlantis at the bottom?
Why don't we just offer them 10% of the Jesuit?
Ooh, 10%'s a little high there, Cap.
I was gonna say, like, any Jesuit at all is a little high. Don't we want that?
I mean, 2%
but-
could be okay, but that'd be like if we really fucking want something from them.
Right. Also, I didn't know if
So
I'm gonna have to
gold?
do some research of my own. By that I mean ask Jesta what they think of, like, I don't know, not the Vesk. Well, what they think of our other alliance peoples. What do they think of the Adari? And
you want to
is
gather
mentioning-
information for the next day, Captain?
Well, I was gonna say we probably want to switch scenes. I'm sure, but
Yeah, I was gonna say
Well,
you guys will.
that's
You
why
guys
we
can gather information.
yep, another time.
Yeah, but yeah, let's go. Let's switch over here real quick, and I want to go over to and I'm gonna go over to Vesa and company. So
Okay.
Vesa, you have come back from your ship, picked up the people you want for this mission, and you've met up you're at the rendezvous point. Maybe we kind of get that moment where we see like we get the title card, we get the far out view, like the overhead far out view of like a base, what looks like some sort of facility, and then like the camera sort of like pans out farther back and we see like just the dust blowing and whatnot in this sort of wasteland area. And then we kind of like the camera sort of like starts to move and pans and moves, and eventually we see several figures like behind a rocky ledge, a couple of vehicles, and the camera kind of like focuses down on them, and there's Vesa and her crew along with Jake Dawson and the resistance fighters that were also sent on this mission. um, and we kind of come into that scene, and Dawson is looking, uh, is kind of like you guys have kind of just arrived on the scene. And Dawson has got Kolnak and Dovry and Whistle Fizz with him at this point. Dr. Talit is still back at the base, and so is Rex 17 and Glycil. But he's also got several other faces of people you don't recognize at all. You're
Hey, Kolnak
assuming...
finally gets to meet Kolnak.
Yeah. Did you bring Kolnak on this?
That's a great question. I sent you a message with everybody that I wanted to pick up. I believe. Let me go back and look for you.
Let's see.
Okay.
I mean, bringing Kolnak is definitely going to be at like, do you need more proof?
True.
Go ahead, do your test.
Well, they.
I was worried I'd freak him out, so I left Kolnak behind.
Mm.
So
Okay.
the only person I picked up with all of the other people that I already had was Ovesh, my sweet, sweet assassin sacrificial lamb.
Right.
Oh,
Sweet
Uh,
cannon fodder.
yeah, I cannon fodder. And before we left, I told her, don't make me kill you. And if I die, I'll make sure that my crew blows this fucking rock up to find you and every other spot on the fucking in the fucking universe to find
she,
you. I don't care which universe we
she. I think for her
Okay,
part, she
Amy.
basically just smiled at you and said, "It almost sounds interesting, but I already said that I was working for you for your Commodore, and so I am."
I
And
know, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm just a
Operation
little
Keep
nervous
Vicious
because it's
safe.
right, it's the call. I'm just a little nervous, but okay. I want to trust you. I really do. I really super duper want to trust you. So
Remember,
let's
when you
go.
do this, you need to channel your father for being, a bitch.
Right. Totally.
I
Totally.
believe it's you.
Okay.
My dad said you're a little bitch.
My dad said you an
Well,
asshole.
no,
He
she's
likes
about
that.
to impersonate her evil self here in a minute. So,
Mm,
right? That's the
no, I
plan.
stayed as I. I chose not to.
Oh
I
no,
chose not
change it.
to be myself
Okay.
because, yeah, because Zai, it took so long to look like Zai. I don't want to have to redo the makeup later. And it's a
Well, no,
lot. And
remember
also,
now
if
you
I
can
see
do
me
the
here.
disguise self.
Oh,
It
that's
doesn't
right.
matter.
But
You
that's
do what
okay.
you want.
Yeah, I'm going to continue to be Zai because I just don't think it would work. And I'll flip over to my regular self if we get into a pinch. So
Yeah, if
I
they
got that
see
in my
through
back
your
pocket.
disguise as I, you can be like, "Ha, bitches, you saw through my disguise. Good job."
Oh, good.
You
Your
pass.
security's working great.
they, so you're going to go with uh, and this is probably a question that Dawson comes up with is like, so what are your thoughts?
My thoughts, I think all of this is crazy, but I'm here to gain some trust. So you do you. I still think that you should let me pretend to be the Queen of Venom, but we'll see. It doesn't matter. And I
He's,
think you're right.
he's
Maybe
like,
that will work even.
he, he's like, you approach the, he says, you want to try that approach? Go right ahead. Most of my guys aren't going to make it past that checkpoint on a disguise. He says, we'll, if you want to try that route, we'll hang back here and wait for, and wait. But if anything goes wrong, we'll be on comms. If you wanted to,
Oh,
either way, that's a whole hornet's nest. What we
you're
know
right.
is that there's 20 guys there, at least 20 to 40, somewhere between 20 to 40 security personnel, and we're not entirely certain who's running the show.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna look over at Ovesh and be like, 20 to 40. You got this.
She's like, she's like, you want me to kill 20 to 40 people?
I wanted to know if
And you
he's
have the
up to
audacity
the
to ask if I've
challenge.
got this? Of course I've got this.
Oh, that's what I was hoping for. Was some bitch to be like, "Of course I got this. Let's fucking go."
She,
But no, you got to give me lip. You make it real hard to be cool. You know that, Ovesh?
she's like,
Look,
she's like, killing one or two targets in that environment may not be a problem, depending on the targets, but killing all 20 or 40 of them, the risk of discovery goes up with every body that is dropped. I don't know about you, but I don't seem to see a lot of places. I didn't see a lot of places on that map to drop a dead body that no one's going to see it.
yeah, you're right. Okay, fine.
Infiltration.
your extra
Structured
dimensional
logic.
space is excellent for hiding dead bodies.
Oh, I do have a cargo hold. I'll carry him out to space. I don't give a fuck. But
Well,
not the dead.
no,
What?
like, mm,
I have
it
an
doesn't matter.
extra dimensional space?
Well, at the very least, a couple of the people with you do.
Okay. Well, that's fine. I am
But
gonna also
yeah,
I will have also taken my war pig. Yeah, no. No. I didn't take the war pig. No, because it's supposed to be all like sneaky. Okay. So are we like we're sneaking in, right? I just want to go over it one more time. We're sneaking in, and then what's the plan after that?
We
You
need
murder
to
everyone.
destroy the. We need to destroy this lab.
Okay.
So, if you're planning on infiltration, I would suppose explosives.
Okay. Yeah, handled. No big deal.
ooh, remember what I sent
Shit. What did you say? Hold on.
about how you can do explosives if you need to.
Mm, Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. We are fine. We are great. So I think that maybe it'd be a good call to uh oh god, we just did this last Wednesday. Surely it won't be that hard. So we'll just go in and drop explosives around the structure, and then we'll just arm them with a detonator, get out of range, pop the detonator, lab goes by. Is there anything valuable in that lab? Information or whatnot that maybe should come with us?
Like, well, it's always helpful if you can. It's always helpful if we have prisoners to interrogate. And if there's any data, if they have any data in there on any other potential drug workshops the Queen of Venom might be trying to set up, or anything that data she might have on her any of her rivals, or yeah, it might be worth it to peruse the computer files.
Okay. So, okay.
Who's your best computer person that you have with you?
Ashira. And she's
Is
not
she? No, I
here
said with you.
with me. Well, I'm not sure. I've got Qualu, Oshni, Ducey and Grugus, Ovesh. There's a sixth person. I can't remember who the sixth person is.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure how Ovesh is. I'm looking. Oh, I don't have Ovesh anymore.
I don't
Okay.
think
I don't know.
you didn't have a Vesh to begin with. I think I'm the only one who has a Vesh.
I
Maybe.
thought you gave
Thought
her to
you
me.
Think
gave
about it.
Ovesh to a couple of us for a little while. It doesn't matter.
Uh,
But how many ranks do you have in computers?
Actually, Mike has a
Uh-huh,
Vesh.
see?
Oh
Mike, send
yeah.
the Ovesh for me.
Okay.
Ovesh, do you have computers?
Maybe.
I have 5 in computers.
I
Yeah,
never
actually,
really looked too much at Ovesh.
Ovesh
Yeah.
actually has
An
good
okay,
computers.
a good computers check. Want me to make it?
Excellent. I thought that was
Ovesh, you
going to be
can
one.
use the
Okay.
computer.
Well,
Congratulations.
first of all, you don't need the computer check yet. You need to get into the
Oh,
building first. So,
Thank goodness.
oh, okay.
Oh, I know.
yeah.
I know. I was
What
just
The,
does
looking around.
Ovesh need to do then?
well, at this point, you guys, if you've chosen your approach, then it's going it down to, you know, taking your approach, making the approach. Then, so if you're going to attempt to infiltrate as as the Queen of Venom, then you'll need to try. Then your first bid will be
No,
approaching
I
and
don't.
talking to the guards. If you're going to go in as,
I'm not
She
gonna
wants to
be
be
the Queen of
stealthy.
Venom. I want to be stealthy. I want to be Zai. Also, Nurx is the person I forgot. So I've got Ovesh,
yep,
Oshni,
that's true.
Qualu, Nurx, Grugus, and Ducey.
And Nurx has pretty good skills in computers as well. So
Yes.
you want to try to sneak past the guards into the building?
I mean, ideally, if it's possible or it makes sense, yes.
Well, from what you
Because I
know,
mean, go ahead.
well, let me give you the setup of what you know. There's
Mhm.
2 guards posted at the door,
Mhm.
and they have biometric locks. Um, and they have biometric locks on the door.
Mhm.
You know that much for sure on the security. Um, there, if there's at least 2 at the front door, at least 2 more that patrol outside. There's there's at least at short range patrols. There are which leaves on the inside anywhere from 16 to 30 to 34 people, or to 30, yeah,
16 to how many?
16 to 36, I should say.
36 inside. All right, so now we're gonna just fly up into the atmosphere and we're gonna bomb it from the sky.
All
That
right.
sounds like a
So
much
if
better
they're
idea. Why can't I
biometric
just?
locks, you're going to
They
have the
Mhm.
do
right biometrics.
Right, you're
they
right.
do have
So
they do have anti-air turrets on the building.
okay, cool. Right, so that's not gonna work. Awesome, awesome. Why did you give me this job? I'm not good at this. I need an adult.
You're good
Um,
at this.
Oh no,
okay. Uh, we're gonna try. So, okay. Yes, I think here's what I want to do. So there are 2 guards at the door, and you said there were 2 posted close by, or they were doing patrols.
there's 2 at the front door and 2 that are likely on patrol outside and closer
Okay.
patrol. There are
Okay.
probably
So only.
farther ranging patrols, but they're the ones you're most immediately concerned with as far as getting into the building.
Okay. So let me think about what I would do. What would Amy do? Amy would probably take a little bit of time and tuck back and watch patrol. Like, let's pretend like this is Zelda for a second. It'll be fine.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, this is happening. So I would like to watch for the 2 guards that will be on patrol and like how long they take to get from one side of the building to the other side of the building. How many people are with me, including my group? Is it just me and my group?
Well, it's you and your group, and then there's Dawson's team will be hanging back, but Dawson's team consists of Dawson, Kolnak, Kolnak's cousin Dovry, and Whistlefizz, and a
Oh,
couple
fuck,
of
there's only
guys you don't
7?
recognize.
Okay, plus a few. Uh, okay, there's 7 of us, and there's probably about 7. Overtake them, take the base, forget about the lab. Just kidding. Okay, so I've got my team, and we're all tucked back behind. I don't know. Is there a sand dune to where we can kind of peek over the dune and watch it from afar with like binoculars?
Do you have something like binoculars?
I've got no.
Nope.
Surely someone does, but
You
I
have
do
your
not.
fairy.
I do have a fairy. Does my fairy do that for me?
Yes, but it still runs the risk of being seen if you use it like that.
I just want to get close. Well, shit. I just want binoculars. Why wouldn't we have thought to bring binoculars? That seems, that just seems stupid. That seems like something I would do is pick up some fucking binoculars
Uh,
and be like a just in case
Why doesn't
situation.
Nurx have binoculars?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
what the
She
fuck
doesn't.
doesn't
Nurse,
Nurx have binoculars? What the fuck kind of operative is
come on.
Nurx?
Nurx
Right?
Yeah, wait. There's a scope on at least her fucking sniper rifle that could be
That's
used
Yep.
as
perfect.
a
All right.
monocular.
Excellent. That's fine. Okay, we'll use her fucking scope and we'll keep an eye out. Well, she'll, one of us, she will. She's good at it. And then, you know,
Hey,
as
Nurx finally
they
gets to use her
decide,
sniper blind.
hell yes. Um, as they as the two guards that are posted, not posted, the two guards that are patrolling, as they walk back, I want to know how much time it takes for them to walk from the state, from where they end to where they're coming back to. Because I want them as far away as possible. And then I want to attempt to take out the two guards guarding the front door before they can say anything and get anybody on comms. So I'm
That's
not really
hot.
sure how to do that. Thank
It's
you.
not as hot as it could be.
Well, I'm trying. So
No. I was talking about Nurx's stealth check.
She rolled a
okay.
2.
I know, and
Jesus
it's still hot.
Christ.
At least she didn't roll a 1.
Huh? Let's see. Let's see if she
I
can.
mean,
And if so I need to look for ventilation. Is there ventilation on this building?
Let me get a stealth check from you as well.
Okay. By the way, I totally forgot to level my people up, so they're all gonna be shitty. We're gonna die.
bum, bum, bum.
Uh-huh.
Some of your people overlap mine, so some of them might be okay.
I've got 50,000 points to spend for each of them. Or 60,000, I'm sorry.
No, that's money.
No. Justin and I had talked about it like 2 weeks ago because I was like, I didn't level any of my people up. So then I did the math and I was like, what about 60,000 for each one? And he's like, yeah, that sounds about right. So
Nice.
yeah, they haven't been leveled up since we all did that like full thing.
Oof.
Okay. Well, I'd been
I
keeping
got
track of all
scared.
that, so
Oh, good. I'm glad. I got
Ooh.
seen.
Yeah.
Hold on.
say, do you get to add a D6 to that, Vesa?
No, it's not a specialty.
Okay. I had to help.
I know. I appreciate it.
However, Vesa, you are spotted, and you can tell the guards are reacting to that. They're the one of the guards talks to one of the, and it happens to be one of the guys that is that's watching the front door.
Who are
He
we?
yeah he turns to he turns and looks at his partner, um, and he turns to look to his partner, and his partner um, like his partner like puts his head to like his finger to his helmet, like his ear and whatnot. And there's a moment where he's you can't uh, where you can see that basically like it looks like he's talking on the radio.
How far away am I from these doors? Because I was hoping to be like 100 feet away. And unless I just had my dumbass head poking up out of this fucking sand dune, sure, it's fine. Okay.
Well, it's one of those deals where it's like well, because he almost spotted Nurks too, and Nurks is like, oh shit, got a little lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's not your run of the mill thugs. Mm,
Okay.
You got 2 ways to play it.
okay. Yep.
Hmm. Let me look at my character sheet. So fucking stupid. I'm an envoy, not an operative. This is stupid. Okay, fine.
I would say it's totally not bluffing if you were just to stand up and be like, I am the Queen of Venom, because I mean, technically, you are.
It
I
is
look
Yeah.
like
still
Vi.
Cast off
bluffing. And
cast
yeah,
off your disguise, roll your fucking diplomacy or bluff, whichever is higher, and fucking channel your father and be a badass bitch.
Okay. Fuck, I didn't want to, but okay. Pull off the Zai costume.
Bitch about how long it took them to spot you.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Hold
You
on.
allowed me to get this close.
43. I'm going to march my ass up there. And I'm going to make my group get up. I'm going to tell them, like, get up and just follow my fucking lead. I'm about to be make someone's day. It's going to be great. Go.
Yeah,
I'm going to
there's a
stomp my
moment.
ass over there. Go ahead.
Yeah, like the other two guards come back around the corner, like in short order. They'll have their guns up, but when it gets close enough to be able to make out, you get close enough to be able to make out facial features. There, you can tell that there's a bit of surprise. There's like, uh, they when you get close, like they kind of they're still leery and cautious of you. They're like, one of the guards goes, "If you'll put your hand on the scanner, please."
And I am going to just start bitching. I'm going to put my hand on that scanner as confident as a motherfucker. And I'm going to
Glare at
go,
him.
do you realize how long it actually took you to spot me? Who the fuck are you? How long have you worked here? Is this your first goddamn day? You need some
Just say,
motherfucking training. I don't understand what your problem is, but you need to drop down to rank 1. I don't know who you think you are, but look at me, motherfucker. I am tired of you. Give me your name. What
There
the
it
fuck's
is.
your name?
The venom.
He's just, there's, there is,
Did
you're,
Karen come from?
oh
Oh,
wow, yeah,
she hides in there. I
Wow.
try not to
is
let her
complete.
too
The
often.
the first thing that happens is the biometric lock, like it's like identity confirmed, Vesa Rivet, and like the guy goes pale white, and the other guard standing next to him goes, I'm sorry, ma'am. He goes, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'll take care of this immediately. And he like lifts his gun and shoots his partner right in the face.
Holy
Okay.
shit!
Well,
Yes.
I was
the
hoping.
helmet,
Okay.
the helmet protects him from dying like immediately, but it is a pretty good shot. He's on the ground just like, oh fuck, man, fuck, fuck, and like he's bleeding and shit, and then the other like one of the other soldiers is like is like,
Stop
shut
your
up, man, just
bitching.
shut up. And he's like as he's pulling him away, like dragging him off, and it's like, "Uh, no one told us you were going to be here today, ma'am. Sorry."
Is it someone's job to tell you my fucking schedule? I'm sorry that you weren't
The-
aware. You should always be aware. Do you understand?
Ye- yes, ma'am.
Carry
How,
on.
who hurt you?
I feel like she is channeling the Queen of Venom, and we didn't even realize like there was no discussion as to how the Queen of Venom acts, and now she's doing it just goldenly.
I've
Yeah,
just got to
there's
Because
do it. This is me
that
when
is
uh,
I've had a
Karen.
bad fucking day. Let me tell you.
and
People don't like making Amy mad.
and
So
technically
Amy
the
shuts people down.
and technically this would be a bit of a more bluff than diplomacy, but I'll let that roll go for now because I'm assuming they're pretty much
Okay.
the same.
They're the
Um,
same, yeah.
um, the yeah, the door opens, um, and let's go ahead and do this. Let's move you
Okay.
where you need to be. So
I
go
have
ahead
several
and
things of my
place.
character. Can you move
Oh
my character?
no, it's Kano.
So go ahead and place your tokens for yourself and your NPCs on the board.
I I can't do that. My computer doesn't let me do those things.
It doesn't.
No.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
on an
My
apple.
computer is a potato. A very expensive potato.
Uh,
I am an expensive tomato.
Ooh.
oh, that's
Tasty.
I have tomatoes.
mm.
What was that guy's name? I never got it.
Well, now his new name is Bullet Face.
Yeah,
Bullet face. Let me write that down. Bullet face.
yeah, they didn't tell you his name. His partner was like, "Oh, well, he displeased the Queen of Venom, so that means that he needs to be shot immediately." Like, it's,
Bye, Ricky. Bam.
Quit!
Well,
Quit!
it's like,
Shoot me in the face! Shoot me in the face!
While
We're gonna have to get a new Timmy.
Yeah. While Vesa, the kind-hearted, lovely, happy, wants to be everyone's friend person, does not approve. While sneaking into a facility, being the queen of motherfucking Venom, Vesa's just like, okay, this is how we roll this time.
This is normal. Okay.
This is the new normal. I'm just gonna deal with it. Who the fuck? What the fuck? And fair warning to everyone and our viewers, I promise I'm not really like this in real life, unless
Unless you piss her
you
off.
drink all the milk and don't tell
Uh
anyone.
oh.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
No, it's something bad, like not using your blinker and cutting me off in traffic. Watch
Holy
that bitch
crap.
come out.
I will never ever drive around within
I
100
know he
square
didn't take
miles
it.
of you again.
So the
You
most
probably
expensive
shouldn't,
potatoes
but I will roll
are
the
expensive.
fucking window down and fucking scream at a motherfucker. By the way, I drive a small tank, so it's not like it would actually affect me at all. I just don't like the idiocy of people.
Let's see.
You just explained everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. If I'd have realized you
I'm sorry. I've
didn't
always been
have that,
stubborn.
I would have. No, you're fine. If I had realized, I would have taken care of this when I was doing my prep work, and I did not think about it. And what was
Yeah.
it?
My
Oh,
outfit, by the way, I don't know. Can I look scary and glamorous? Can I have prepped that ahead of time? Like a
You have
just in
glamour
case?
on your armor, right?
I think so. I think so.
Check
Yeah,
and
I
see if
do.
you have glamour, and then the answer is yes, if that's the case.
Yes,
For sure.
I do have glamour. I look like a bad bitch. I am in some black, like black, and it's like leathery black, and then I've got like green inlay kind of everywhere because Venom, why not? Fuck it. And it's like it looks like it would be painful to touch. Like you don't like I look like a bad
It's
bitch.
spiky.
Uh,
Yeah.
it's a little spiky and it's very shiny and then the leather is like not shiny because it's supposed to be an accent, you know? And
Mm.
and I don't know, maybe I've got my hair like what kind of hair do I have? I don't know. Usually I have it shaved on the side. So yeah, I just keep it like that.
all
Whatever.
right. There you go.
Okay.
So they're all out there now.
Excuse me.
All right.
Oh, and it's
And
like a dress, like it's a coat that has a long, like I'm wearing pants, but the coat has a really like
Go
long
into
tail.
this
It doesn't
outfit.
drag on the floor. Yeah, it doesn't drag on the floor, but it's long and also, just like it's cape-like, but it's a coat. Okay, I'm done. I'm good.
No capes.
Zai has a cape.
No capes. Do you remember Thunderhead?
Oh my god.
God.
Hey, there's a whole lot more quotes where that comes from, so try me.
Oh, I know. I know.
there we go. Now I got it to
Thank
work.
you.
There's kind of reveal the area that you see here. And you see like a long hallway. There's one guard there. There's a few doors there's a few doors on either side
Hmm.
when you are looking in. Oops. And we go back here. There. This guy is off this way. These two guys are over here somewhere because this guy's fucking trying to keep him from bleeding in your presence.
Right, he better not. Back the fuck away with that
He's
shit.
just- he's
If you
like,
get it on my shoes, it's a problem.
yeah, he just assumed that you told him to clean up this refuse.
Yeah, that's fine. I did
um,
mentally with the
yeah,
face.
he just assumed that that was like the next thing coming is like clean up this refuse.
Yeah. Okay. And I look like angry. I'm angry looking. Like it's a face
He's
that
so
no
angry.
one has ever seen on
Mhm.
Vesa. It's
There's
just menacingly mean.
yeah, and as the like as you're kind of like looking in the door, it's like um the guard is like commanders Shofo and Roloma are on the lower level.
Thank you.
I've he says I went ahead and notified them that you are on your way. Hmm.
Okay.
Slef. Remember those?
Uh all right. So we are let me see if I can move my thing in. So I'm assuming we're like in the doors now. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
And
right. And there's a hallway and um there's just one guy down this hallway.
yeah, there's one
That
guard down this hallway, but there's doors wherever you see like the green lines, there's a door.
mhm,
So
okay. Cool.
you can see them all. There's a door
Yeah,
directly opposite on the opposite end of the hallway.
right. Um Looking on the wall, is there like an evacuation route map anywhere?
think the Queen of Venom cares about that.
No, no, I'm not asking anybody about it. I'm just looking around.
It
Maybe I'm like
look
checking for dirt.
I mean, from what it looks like to you, from where you're standing, there's the one way in and the one way out.
Right. But they don't have like a okay. Shit. No matter. Um I'm gonna look over at this guard and I'm gonna be like, this building was meant for upgrade. I need to know if those upgrades have been done yet. I need you to give me the schematics of this building now.
He's like, ma'am, I don't have that. I don't exactly have that information on me. He's like, you
Shoot him.
should
Why
be able to,
not?
well, my job is to carry a gun and make
Oh
sure
God, for
nobody
real?
disturbs the people making the drugs.
Shoot him in the face.
You
He's,
are
he's like,
enjoying this, Amy. I can
he's
tell.
like,
I am a
you can,
little.
he says, but your access codes should be valid. You should be able to access a terminal and pull the information up.
You are absolutely right. I need your key.
Did
I don't,
he just tell her to do it herself?
he's saying,
He did. He just
well,
fucking did. I need your
well,
key. I need your rank and file. I don't know who the fuck you think you're talking to.
I
Go.
don't have,
Get out.
he's, he's just like, I don't,
Give me your key and get the fuck out.
he,
I love this.
he's just, he's like, I'm fired.
Would you like to die as well? Did I fucking stutter?
He's like, he's like, okay. And he goes,
Thank you. Give me your
I've,
key. Give me your gun. Give me your passes, all of them. Give me everything, and then you are fucking dismissed.
he's just
And
like,
if you would like to also die, feel free to talk back. Hmm? Hmm?
Well,
well,
Does he give me
uh,
all my shit?
his gun is an elite semi-auto pistol, and that's what he's carrying.
He's not carrying a pass or anything?
I mean, he didn't. He's got like his official he's got his pass stuff to get in and out of the building. Obviously, he surrenders that to you. But if you're interested in his gun, that's the gun he's carrying.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just gonna hand it to Nurks.
You
I'm
can
just
eat
gonna
it.
give it to her.
Nurx
just
just looks
here.
at it and goes, I've seen better. Like, fucking just tucks it
I've made
away.
better.
Yeah,
I'm gonna I'm gonna
Made
look over
better.
at her and very
Hey,
quietly. Oh no, I'm gonna like tell her it with the headsets. I'm gonna be like, I'm supposed to be the fucking boss. Don't say shit like that in front of these assholes, please. We're gonna die if you do.
well, has anyone realized that it's Nurx walking with you? Because if
she went in
what you
disguise as well. She took
oh,
20 on
okay,
a disguise check, and she's disguised as a male goblin.
Yes.
She didn't go as
So
pretty
all out
fine,
as to
but
try to
still,
disguise herself as some other race. She's like, easier to disguise myself as a male member of my gender or a male member of my race.
Male
So,
member of my
so
gender.
right, words are hard.
surely
Sorry.
it's fine. Surely this pass will get me into a few doors, not all the doors, obviously, but it would get me into like maybe an employee break room. Maybe it would get back to where the fucking if there are lockers, like if there's a place where they store their stuff while they're on duty. Like surely it'll get me into the most basic places without
Jeez.
having to like try and input some stuff.
you're the queen. Your biometric lock should open all doors,
Oh,
or
are
your
all the doors
biometrics should
biometric?
open.
Yeah,
And if
yeah.
not, you should be able to
Oh,
hack through them or engineer through them.
I was gonna
oh,
say
well then I'm gonna.
some of them are probably physical locks, like you could just lock pick, but some of them are
And
obviously there are going to be some that are
you
biometric.
should be able to bluff
The
your way
external,
through
obviously.
making people open a lot of doors. So
Okay, so what race was this
open
guy
most things
that
that
I
are
just
known.
fired?
He's just a human.
He's just a human. I don't have any humans with me, do I?
No.
Does is his face on the pass?
Yep.
Well, fuck. I'm just gonna tuck it in my pocket. Fuck it. Okay. Um, cool. Let's start with door number one on the right. The very first door on the right.
This door
Uh,
right there.
no, this door.
Oh, that door. All
Yeah.
right.
Sorry, I'm
So,
thinking about it like walking into the building, my first door on the right.
so
And
it's not a
I'm
very
also
large.
gonna. Oh,
Sorry.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna telepathically tell the team like they know we're here. So just prepare, but we'll just try to get through
Oh,
this without having to kill somebody.
There is a This room is a small room. There's one guard in here, and there's another. There's no terminals or anything. There's just simply like a couple of like people. They don't look like they're doing so hot. They look like they're pretty much slave labor that are working on making drugs here. Um,
Oh shit. All
these
right.
these people like, and they look like they're maybe frontier medicine people at best, who have been like press ganged into this. um, and it looks like they're working over um, they've got like a tank of like two or three tanks of some sort of gases in them, and it looks like they have several empty inhalers that they're filling, that they're sort
Uh,
of mixing these gases and filling them in.
not
Okay,
even
new
making.
plan. I'm gonna look at this guy. There's only one guy in this room, right?
Hmm.
I said, "You're fired. Give me your keys. Don't come back here. Get out."
He's like, uh, uh, yes, ma'am, and he he leaves.
Awesome. Okay, so now we're gonna step out and we're gonna go into this door here.
All right, in here. Oops, I gotta. Damn it! Now I'm moving stuff instead of. There is uh, there is a message that comes over the intercom for you
Mm-hmm.
as you open the door. It's like, ah, Queen, we were hoping that we weren't expecting your visit until next month, but we've made real progress on on the new mix you were looking for. We figured you'd want to see it right away. It's like
What is
there's
cannabis?
the sub. He's like, we're on the sub level if you're care to see the new product.
Oh, can I talk back?
Yeah,
Okay. All right, I'll be right there. And that's all I'm gonna say.
yeah. There is a singular guy up here, and he's he uh, see oops. There's one guard in here. God damn it,
Right.
that's um
Uh,
when he sees you, he salutes, and uh, he moves away from the terminal, uh,
uh-huh.
giving you
Great.
access to it.
Excellent. I'm gonna look over at him and go, okay. Um, I need your key. You're fired. You need to go.
And he leaves.
Great.
I see what your
We're
plan
gonna.
is here.
Yeah. You do. Okay, good, good,
I
good.
see that you're just going to try to fire everybody as you go through. I get that.
Well, here's the
That's
plan is
such a
we're gonna
smart
blow this.
plan, though.
Right, I'm trying to blow up the
Yeah.
building, and I want to do it with as few casualties as possible. And some people that can't handle it, and it kind of came to me. So fuck it, we're just gonna keep firing them and making them leave. So we're just gonna keep going. So great, awesome. Uh, and I take his
This is
key.
about the time.
Okay.
Yeah. There.
I want to go to the terminal.
Okay. Yeah.
I need someone to go to the terminal. Who's better at this than me? Is Nurx or is it Ovesh?
Hmm?
Ovesh has a 22. What does Nurx have?
Uh, uh, computers 23.
So Ovesh will assist Nurx.
Okay. So great.
So give the
Okay.
assist roll. I guess
My entire leg is asleep because I've been sitting on it.
all right.
I need them to get all the information that they possibly can onto like a data drive or something.
Well,
Everything that they can pull.
Nurse is like, well, we're in the system, but it looks like most of these consoles have limited data. They're not all connected.
Okay, just get what you can and we'll just move on.
Yeah. There's, she's like, looks like they've got, yeah, looks like basically what's on here is just there's some basic patrol reports, personnel data. Um, she's like, it's all pretty basic stuff.
Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Um, let's plant an explosive behind this terminal and we are going to hold on. I had the thing I needed to do. I want to connect a detonator to set the explosive.
As you're kind of like doing that there, as you're kind
Well,
of doing
someone
that,
else is gonna have to do it. I'm not doing it.
yeah, probably Qualu. He's good at setting explosives.
Okay.
Well, the technically anybody with engineering could set it, but
I mean, I've got it too, but I'm trying to like pretend like I'm
yeah,
someone else. So,
yeah.
and I'm staying at the door.
But give me, let's see.
Can we turn the cameras
Does
off while
anybody
we're at
have?
the terminal?
This one does not have access to the security
Okay.
system.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, let's see something. Does anybody? Let's see. Does Qualu
I
have
have
physical
no idea.
science?
Let me see. I'm trying to do
No,
something.
Qualu does not
No,
have.
he doesn't have any.
Let's see.
I've got Oshni, Ducey, Grugus, and Ovesh as well. Oh, and all these guys that are standing around, I mean, are they just standing around outside? Or have they like left the property?
For the time being, they are leaving the property. They're
Okay.
not fully gone yet.
Okay, that's fine. As long as they're heading out. Because if they're just going to stand around, I'm going to go out there and start firing my gun in the air and be like, didn't I tell you to fucking leave? What the fuck? So,
Oshni
yeah.
probably would be. Oshni would probably be the one to notice and say something and be like, if we plant a bomb there, it'll collapse that wall, but just that wall. I mean, the damage to the overall structure is going to be minimal. It's not going to
Okay.
take the whole thing down.
Okay. Then you are in charge of where the things are supposed to go. I trust you. I believe in you. You do the
Oh,
thing.
Ashni. Believe in him harder.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Physical
Okay.
science was the appropriate role there.
Okay.
And I
So
already
we'll
made
just.
it for him, so yeah.
Oh fuck
Um,
me. No. All right. Well, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
yeah, there's like, well, if this thing has a sub level, like we're gonna need to. I mean, that'd be a place to start, but we're gonna probably
Okay.
need to place a bomb like this on probably at least one or two supports in the middle and maybe the corners of the building.
Okay. Okay. I mean, we'll hit the sub level and maybe we'll circle back as well. That's a great idea.
Nurse was like, I did get a layout of the place.
You're the best and I fucking love you. Tell me everything.
So she's like, if we go back down this hallway and keep going straight down to the end of it, there'll be a big room. We go into, make a right hand turn, another big room. She's like, and then another right hand turn through another room. Basically, we're going to be making a horseshoe pattern and come back around to where there's a stairwell. This doesn't make any
Okay.
sense. Why the hell didn't they put a door right there? And she's
They're
like,
probably because it's secret.
she's
You
like,
should go in there.
like, they, it's like they could have put a door much closer to the entrance door, but instead they make you walk all the way around the building to come back around to go to the staircase. I have no idea why they would do that.
Because I probably built it. And I'm an idiot when it comes to this shit. So fucking whatever.
Uh,
Okay. All right. I want to leave and go in this little door. No, wait. I want to go in this door here. Bloop.
there is, oops. Oh my God. No, that's what I want. No,
There's nothing in there.
no, there's
No people.
something in there. There's a guard
Okay.
and there's a guard and a couple of people in here working.
Okay. I'm going to look at all of these people and be like, give me your badges and your key cards. You're all fucking fired. Leave the premises. I do not want to see your face again.
All right,
Get out.
all right.
Okay. I want to go in this door. No, I want to go in this door. Oh, is there another door right here I missed?
Yeah.
Circle back. It's okay. I want to go in this door.
Oh, God damn it. if it'll let me do the thing I'm trying to do. There is nothing in here, but it looks like supplies for making drugs.
Okay, fuck this door. I want to circle back and go to this door.
All right. I'm assuming you're firing the guy that's in here.
Yeah, leave. Give me your key card. Go.
He's fired. Okay.
Okay, great. Is there another door over here
Nope.
that like
That's
Oshni
where.
is near? Okay.
Nope. That's and Nurx is like he sees you looking that direction. He goes, "That's what I'm talking about. Right behind that wall, behind the other side of that wall, which is probably too thick for us to try to dig through or do anything with. There's a stairwell. We got to walk all the way around this fucking building to get to it."
Okay, cool. We should plant some explosives here because if we have to walk all the way around, maybe we can blow it up on the way out. Or maybe we can blow it up before everything else goes off, and then when we go running, it's already demolished.
Yeah. She goes, "We can plant a bomb, but I'm not sure if that's. We'll see. I mean,
I don't know, man. I'm just trying to be proactive and get the fuck
yeah.
out of here as quick as possible. I want to go in this door. No, I want to go in this door.
Right.
And just to save you a little time, I'm
You're
just
gonna hate me.
as we go through. Why? Why?
No. I'm just saying. You're gonna hate me.
But I told all of them to leave. Make
I
them
know.
leave the building,
I know.
property.
And to save time, I will reveal the areas and get rid of the guards in your path.
That's fine. Is that why I'm gonna hate you? Because it's really not bad.
No. No.
Okay.
That's the part you're gonna like.
Okay.
It's the part that comes after you might not like so much.
Did I just like make a gang outside of this fucking facility by accident? Just trying to
No,
save lives. Okay.
you did
As
not.
we walk through, it's just you're fired, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired. Get out.
Nope.
Get the fuck out. Leave. Go.
But you are going to really not like me in a few minutes.
Are you gonna kill my character because I'm trying to save lives?
No, they're because stuff. Yeah.
Things.
So you guys go to the sub basement.
I can't move off. I can't move Oshni, or I think, and I can't move. Her.
All
Yeah,
right.
we'll go to the sub basement.
All right.
Oh, as we go through, there are all these terminals here too, right?
Yeah. None of them have
Yep.
anything. None of them have anything super important on them. And Nurx is figures that. Yeah, I'm guessing that the best of the that anything worthwhile is going to be in the sub basement.
Yeah, probably. There's a door here. What's in this area? I
Why?
will most definitely double back to
Well, more
give
people
some
to
people
fire.
that.
2 more people to fire for one.
Thank you.
I love
Excellent.
how many people you're firing. I love the idea that someone's in the break room like, yo, did you hear that the Queen of Storm or the Queen of Venom is here? No, what's going on? Oh, she's fucking firing everybody. Oh shit. Time to fall asleep in the janitor's closet. Like
I mean, don't do it though. Let me save your life.
All right. So there.
I don't know. Is anything good in here? Nothing.
No, it's just more equipment and what have you. Slightly more high end. All
Okay.
right. So going down the stairwell.
Yeah. Fired.
See that
Get
little
out.
box down there?
Yeah.
And that's where you're going.
That guy's fired.
All right. Fired he is. All right. There's
Ready?
there's a you finally made it, and you hear the door right there, like a buzzing and a clicking sound.
Okay. We're going through the door.
So let me do the 3 or 4 times of trying to make the roll
I'm
20
excited.
reveal areas because
Also, I want you to know.
motherfucker, stop.
Okay, but before you reveal, I want you to know if my dad's in there, I'm gonna pull out my gun and I'm gonna fucking shoot him. I'm not
No,
stopping for any. Okay,
no, but
great.
when you get in there, you do see and you recognize these two more or less from the files from the Fire Shrike. It is Shofo and Roloma. The Fire Shrike files would have indicated that these two were scientists connected to the facility that Zai got his piece of selenium from and whatnot. They ostensibly rescued them because they were found them there after they had already been attacked. The station had already been attacked. Gave them a ride somewhere. Told them like, hey, you want to join the crew? And they were like, nope, just drop us off somewhere. We don't want
Hmm.
any part of.
Yeah,
Um,
shooter.
no, they didn't try to beat you up at all. They ran away. They were basically
Okay.
they didn't want to have any part of violence. But here, looking at them, they look like they're much more like rough and ready. There is also one other figure not depicted in here because I didn't get an that icon out
Oh,
there.
okay.
There's a rather large bear and a very familiar one at that.
Okay. No.
And
Stop it.
there, Shofo and Roloma look at the are going about their business, and they're like, "Oh, we've got this. The new formula is just about ready. Give us just a moment. We'll get the data up for you." And the bear, Oliver Byrne, although you're not sure who, what, where, how, why here, this is obviously not your Oliver Byrne. Looks at you, and you hear a voice in your head and go, "Interesting. You look like the queen, but you're not her." They'll figure it out in about 2 or 3 minutes at
Is this
best.
Oliver speaking in my head?
Yep.
All
And
right.
it's that point you realize that Oliver Byrne in your universe is a biohacker. And you've also known one other biohacker and in the evil radish. And it occurs to you biohackers are very good at identifying what creatures are.
Oh, this is unfortunate.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
like, "Don't
So,
worry." He's like, "Don't worry. I won't say anything at the moment.
okay.
It's not my job
So,
to deal with with a security breach. This is their base. It's their job to deal with security breach, but I am curious. And you may want to answer this quickly. I'm not sure how they've developed their mental abilities, but who are you exactly?"
I'm
And he's got
evasive.
his yeah, and he's kind of scratching his chin as he's saying this.
I'm a Vesa Riven that got dumped in a different timeline, and I'm here just to trying to get home. I'm trying to find my friend, and I happen to look like the Queen of Venom, who turns out to be me in this timeline. It's kind of crazy. I literally just want to go home, but the only way to do that is to infiltrate this lab so that I can get whatever I need to get, and then give it to these people so that I can talk to this other guy so that I can get my friend back so I can find a way to go the fuck home. I don't want anything to
Oh,
do with this. I don't want to be a part of your war. I don't give a shit about any of this. I just want to find my friend and go the fuck home.
Hmm.
all right.
Well, that's all I needed to know. If you'll excuse me. And he kind of points at the door
What's he pointing
You
at the
leave.
door for?
because you guys are standing in front of it.
Oh, um, wait a minute. What are you going to do with this information?
He goes, he goes, he goes, it doesn't really matter what I'm going to do with this information.
I want to fucking telepathically tell my team, kill the bear.
Shit.
There,
Okay.
Kill the
this
bear.
is about the time where we get some fun shit going on here. You hear an alert going off at one of the consoles, and Shofo runs and one of the guys at one of the consoles, one of the mercenaries, we've got a problem. There's a ship incoming, and yeah, it's hammering us pretty good. And he brings up a view screen, and there's a ship you don't recognize that is strafing the top of the building, and what have you. Um, the anti-air turrets are firing back at it, and maybe we cut away real quick here, haha, and Ashira.
Yeah.
Me.
So you and your PV and company and the Unannihilated and Dr. Telvono and Lee, you the blade you were going towards when there's a message came through about a message had come through, comes through, and PV is like, we're gonna be taking a detour. We got a situation. And it was like, I'm like, and give me a second here. I'm about to sneeze.
Contact. Contact.
I'm not going to kill the bear.
Um, and then there's and as you guys are kind of like driving up, like in the hover truck,
Yeah.
there, and you're kind of looking out, you see that there is a structure and there is a ship you don't recognize trying to hammer it, like firing, like assaulting it, like there's anti-air cannons firing at it, it's firing back. And while you're pulling up, when you pull up like to a very skidding stop, kind of as much as a hover vehicle skids, um, and PV jumps out and goes and walks over to a another human, this one blonde. Ashira, you recognize him as Jake Dawson, the lieutenant in your timeline for
Mhm.
for Captain Cervantic Cordrum,
Oh
the guy you
God.
killed by Sin in dogfight combat. And there's a conversation, and he's like, "We've got a team in there. They're yeah, they were going to be taking the place out and getting valuable information. They were trying to infiltrate, but uh, uh, this is bad." And as you're kind of looking over,
Really, they see all the people running from the building too. There's like 20
yeah,
dudes.
you get
I did great
you
so
get
far.
um you may not think so for long. But you do see, like, as you guys are looking over there, Ashira and Lee, give me perception checks real quick.
Coming up.
Not Ashira.
I'm working on it. At a moment.
All right, I think it's good enough. Both of you, as you're watching, like, it's easy to get distracted by the gunfire between, the cannon fire between the ship and the ground cannons, and it's one of those things that you're used to looking at around a battlefield, trying to figure out what the situation is. Um, but you see the cargo bay on the back end open up on the second pass, and several gliders come flying out the back, um, and go gliding down towards the structure.
Drop.
PV's like, eh. And there's a moment where like I think it's yeah, maybe it is PV who pulls his sniper rifle off the back of his back, and he goes and kind of looks through the scope, and he goes, so in a moment he goes, ah, shit, that's fucking just, and that's about this time that Dawson turns around and sees you, Ashira, and he's like, what the Peavy, what the hell are you, what in the nine hells are you doing? Why would you bring, she's supposed to be, what the fuck is going on? And Peavy is just sort of ignoring her. And Dr. Telvono steps in and is like, I assure you it's going to be perfectly okay. We're just waiting to see the man himself, your boss. Don't, it's not exactly who you think. And he's like, this murderess killed at least 20 good men 20 of my good men. And like he steps to like starts stepping in your direction, Ashira.
Uh,
Lee will step in the way.
okay.
She is not who you expect her to be.
He's like he's like he's like, oh, he says, you're doing a pretty damn good job of not looking like who I expect you to be. He's kind of being real aggressive, and there's a moment, it looks like he's about to like start a fight and really actually go for it. Peavy reaches over and grabs him by the shoulder, and he says, through the scope, now, and hands him the sniper rifle, and he goes, this is bad, bad, bad news. And he goes, and there's a moment where there's like he looks through the scope and he goes, oh, we're gonna have to make a move. He goes, and he kind of looks over at you, and he's like, he goes, two of them. This is just an all-day affair of trouble, isn't it?
No.
Is I didn't sign on it. He goes, what is even and like there and PV's like, we don't have time to answer questions. We need to move now. He goes, that's the Queen of Infernos. He's like, if that's her team. She's leading it personally. And
Infernos.
he's like,
Sorry, I'm not there.
yeah, he's like, maybe and PV's like, shit. And the unannihilated already has a bit of black glow around him. Um, as he just starts walking towards the structure. He doesn't wait for any further like words to be said. He's like, he just starts off in that direction. He's like, uh, and Dr. Telvono's like, I guess we're into the breach then. Um, and maybe this is about the time where like we cut back over briefly to inside the to the sub level and whatnot. It was like there's like a moment. It's like Queen of Infernos, they've landed in the courtyard. Doctor uh, Shofo is like, the courtyard, where is security? Where's our security? And it's like, no, they're not there.
No.
They're
You
not
fired
there.
them all.
It's like,
Oh.
there's and he brings it up on screen. It's like, there's a security footage, and he goes, and Shofo just barely glances at you. He's like, or he didn't even glance at you. He's like, well, it's a good thing we have you here today. The Queen of Infernos, no security here. He goes, if we don't, Surely you can lead us to victory. She will burn the entire place to down and kill everyone here. And you
Does she
see
really? We need to
and,
leave.
and you see on the monitor, like the security camera footage, and it's Rulia, but not Rulia that you've seen. This Rulia looks far more insane, has a flamethrower and a meteor glaive strapped to her back, and she's got another Ifrit with her who appears to be either some sort of operative or caster of some sort. He doesn't carry heavy weaponry. Um, and then she's also got she's got a sizable heavy with her as well. She's got she's got Hafis Bavros with her.
Fuck me. What's in this door? Is this a door
Um,
that goes somewhere?
that's just equipment, and that is just equipment, and what have you. And while you were all focusing on that, Oliver Byrne kind of takes a moment. Uh, you notice that Oliver Byrne has gone out the door while you guys are like staring at the monitor and reacting to everything. He's
Okay.
like, he's like, he's like, I will see to it that everything is ready I'll see to it that everything is ready at the next base then. And he moves and or like and as you see him go through this door, you see that there's a moment, and there is a moment and a flash of light, and he's gone. And Shofo is just like, that was, I think Shofo's like, that was experimental. That was and he's like, damn it. It probably he's like, that thing was only good for one jump. I haven't perfected we were gonna try to get the mad tinker to work on it. We still haven't found him.
Did you make a dimension door? Did you make a portal?
We made something similar. Actually,
Where does it take you?
we didn't so much make it as we've repaired it temporarily. It was only good for one jump. The
Jump to where?
director Byrne used it, and it's to the direct to this. There is a station in the city of Arl that it leads to. It was good for only one jump. It was created by the Mad Tinker as far as our best guess is concerned, and he's probably the only one that's going to be able to fix it for good. It'll take me at least 3 weeks to even begin to get it to operate operational for even one. I don't have the time to work on it. And then there's a moment where he turns around and he looks at you directly, and Roloma is staring at you, and he goes, "You're not her."
Nope, I'm not fucking her. What the fuck are you gonna do about it? This bitch is coming at us. So do you want to have this fight in here, or do you want to just die? And do you want to die with me, or do you want to fucking leave and have another
He-
fight out there and maybe lived another motherfucking day? What do you
he-
want to do, motherfucker?
He's
Wow.
like, yeah,
Love.
and I think we cut off from there,
Oh no.
It's a beautiful cutoff point.
we're gonna cut over to Captain Zai and Bernward. Um,
We're under attack, Burn Ward.
Captain Zai and Bernward. You guys have been on the Shadow of Ever, between the Shadow of Ever and the Fire Shrike, for
Mm.
temporarily, kind of recouping and whatnot. And I think you're kind of like sitting in the you're maybe there's a moment like you're sitting in like the mess hall, either in the Ever or the Fire Shrike. I don't which one.
Shrike.
Shrike. Okay.
Huh.
Well, Quevelin probably comes up to you and sits down next to you, and he goes, "I have received information from my from my people. And some things have been restored. The thing you call the sifter, the Valatalesh, or the Valatash, was actually created by the Aniptocans. We do not know who they are or what they were, but they predate anything that we have, predate any other civilization, or even, we suspect, possibly the gods. Unfortunately, they clues and traces of them have been incredibly difficult to find in any timeline or dimension. We've only found one sample ever of anything resembling genetic material. Unfortunately, the individuals, the team that has possession of it, has gone dark. We suspect that the Dominion has gotten to them.
Yep. Bernward just quietly sips his coffee. You
He's
know,
like,
I mean, he's not the kind of guy to really talk about any of this unless he's asked. So
Mm. No, I
well,
was making sure it's done too.
yeah, and he's like,
What team and where?
well, I am receiving mixed data on that. I am parsing through it. We are parsing through it as quickly as we can. Hopefully, we can come up with a location or last known location to start tracking them. I thought I might tell you, as it could be important to the overall mission. If they have, if the Dominion of the Black gains possession of that material, there's theoretically they could use it to enhance their control over the Valatesh. It's a theory we were investigating ourselves, but had not reached conclusive evidence, conclusive decisions yet.
I see.
I will inform you more as I am made aware of.
Excellent. Thank you for being helpful.
And he's like, and he just kind of looks at you quizzically for a second, and he starts to get up to go. You hear, but there's um, but something stops him, and you hear a voice. Oh, you probably don't want to be alive just yet. Because there's quite a bit going on here out there, everywhere.
gun
Around,
out, by the way. Gun
yeah,
out and sitting like gun out and sitting on the table right now.
and it's you see that it is Chunderbucket Charlie. He's like, oh, Captain Zai, or is it, or King it is now, right? It's been a while.
Hello, sir. I've been trying to find you for a while.
Sorry about that. I've been a bit busy. The universe has its ups and downs, as it were. Speaking of which, so last time we talked, you weren't quite on the trail yet, but here you are. So I'm supposing you're wondering what's next and what's happening. We'll give you a bit of a brief on it.
Excellent.
Well, your newest captain is in another timeline. she's there because, well, there's people that she needs to meet that aren't exactly where you're at, that aren't exactly in this native timeline.
Mm.
Uh, so, believe me, wasn't my doing, but she did end up in the right place nevertheless. There is, your other captain is in Netsadara negotiating and looking for clues to track down the location of the Valateletish, or at least the
Mm.
code. And there's a war coming. Yes.
Oh, you gonna bring us a bowl of candy too?
Nah, something tells me you wouldn't eat it anyway. You'd probably prefer some beer, right?
Shrugs.
He goes, he goes, well, you know where your beer is. I'm not gonna get it for you. And he kind of smiles at that.
Shrugs again and looks at the captain, like looks at his pistol, then looks at the captain with that kind of like, do I keep this out at this point? Like sort of thing.
I'd think at you. This guy could take us both while he was sleeping.
Yeah, looks at him, goes, huh, and then puts the pistol away. Just like if he's that strong, no point in me having the gun out.
He's like,
No.
he just smiles at that. He goes, well, at least you got some priorities straight here. He goes, so it's time for me to reveal a bit of purpose here. I'm not entirely certain you're the Zai that we actually need, but you're the Zai that we've got. But for now, you're, I hate to say it, but you're the distraction. He goes, don't want the Dominion chasing down the wrong people. We want them chasing down someone that it's a little farther out from the center of it. You see, they believe you're at the center of it. A lot of people do, and you were, and you will be, but right now you're not. So I figured I'd let you know. You've got a bit of time before anything. You've got a bit of time on your hands. How you use it is up to you, but for me, I'd be looking for allies. I'd be looking for an army. Either way, no matter how this goes down, you're gonna need one. And you're gonna need a bigger one than what you've got now, and a bigger one that what any of your allies could provide on their own.
Gather all of my people. I got
Not just your people. You'll have to gather people that hate you, people that like you, people that don't have a feeling one way or another about you, people you've never met, and people that it could be argued you never would have met. He
you. Are
goes,
you trying to say that I need to play the song that unites the dimensions for a brief moment so we can win?
what I'm saying is, you need friends. You've
Hmm.
got people out there making friends in other timelines and dimensions. That's where your Captain Vesa is.
Right.
Although I'm not entirely certain she realizes that's the purpose she's after yet, but she'll figure it out. You, you
She's
need
a
to,
smart girl.
you'll need to make the friends you need here within your own timeline.
Hmm. Okay.
He goes,
Hey, I got a question for you. This
yeah,
feels a little bit bigger than Dominion of the Black. Who's this war with?
well, it's a bit more complicated. The Dominion of the Black has its hands in many timelines and dimensions, so they've got a great deal more power starting off than any of us do. Their power in this timeline is limited. It's the only reason why it's one of the last few left that we can fight that has been deemed defensible. But in a way, the Dominion of the Black is a bit of a war between what is and what isn't. and what could possibly be. It's a bit difficult to explain to a mortal mind, but it'll come off to you a bit like the mumbo jumbo of what is, isn't, what will be, what has already happened, but it will never happen. It's a bit complicated, and it takes a perspective that unfortunately I cannot quite give you.
And Bernward kind of like looks, and he gets this like steely look in his eye and goes, "I speak to devils on a regular basis. Might have at least a slight grasp." Kind of like little slightly standoffish.
He's like, "Aye, which is why you're great, which is why you're perfect for this fight than you are." He goes, "You'll have a bit more experience fighting things from places other than your hometown, as it were. Not everybody that'll be in the fight will have the same advantage. Some of them won't even be fighting on home turf." He's, he's like, "But for what it's worth, my money's always been on you, uh, on your captain here. Even though I'm not quite certain he's the Zai we need. Hopefully, he says, I'm certain we'll find out by the end, though." And there's a bit of a chuckle, as if there's an inside joke going on. He goes, "Your friend, the Grey Cardinal, and I have been trying to get the pieces where they need to be without stirring too much of without creating too many ripples that would attract notice." Because, but in the meantime, perhaps we have time for a fishing trip. Not the one not the grand one that you're thinking of, Captain, but you know, I know a little pond in Casterevel that's got a few fish.
I'd be down for fishing.
Yes.
Hey, Bernward, when's the last time you went fishing?
Bernward kind of looks, goes,
Grenades.
no, he's like, I don't know. Don't know if I've ever been fishing.
Ah, then this will be a first.
He goes, he goes, he goes, well then grab one of those poles. We'll be back after we're done. It'll be like we never left."
Yeah, Bernward grabs, probably grabs a 32 pack of Black Stog, hefts it over his shoulder and is like, "Captain, can I just say that this might be one of the strangest chapters of my life?"
It's about to get weirder if you've never traveled this way. And I grab a pole and step in line.
Yeah, I mean, Bernward follows the captain.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, there's a he look Chunderbucket Charlie takes a moment, and he kind of looks around and he goes, "Oh, right, I kind of have to do the thing first." And he takes his finger and he lazily draws an outline of a door in the air, and one appears, and he opens it and he goes, "Next up, Casterevel, and a wee bit of fishing." And and uh, and he steps through the door.
Yay. This will be fun. Follow me. Tick spit,
How?
don't worry. We'll be back in 3 seconds.
Yeah. Question.
Yeah,
Castravel, or not Castravel. This door. How similar is this to traveling through Dimensional Door? Like
it's
feeling wise.
it's a very weird and extended feeling. Like if Dimension
Okay.
Door generally takes you only a few feet or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
This takes you so however you normally feel going through Dimension Door, imagine that, but it feels like it takes even longer. That you have that feeling even longer and slightly
I
more
just
intense.
I just imagine
endless
Dimension Door.
epoch.
Yeah, I imagine Dimension Door as like the scene from 2001: A Space Odyssey, right? But like instead of like that just happens in like a flash, and this is like 15 seconds of just like oh, as you're just like what the fuck, like.
Well, you're not sure exactly how long it actually takes, but it feels like it takes a little longer than you thought by like a lot. You
Sure.
can't tell if an eon has passed or a second.
Yeah, you are both time and space for a brief moment.
Mm.
And
But
then, look, it's Casterville. You ever been to Casterville before?
yeah,
I don't know
it's
if
like
I've ever been to Castroville before.
there's it's very lush, and there's like the trees are just like way greener and healthier looking. And he's like, oh, uh, we're in a we're in a protected nature zone, so probably best if you don't try to come back here in your ship or your boat. The local government gets angry if people come to this continent and traipse around with a bunch of technology and, go fishing and hunting and, logging and things. There is still some on this planet that want to see a few reserves remain natural. Yes. Yes. But it's beautiful. It's just like trees that are like really lush and really healthy looking. The grass is just there. You can hear plenty of fauna out in the skittering off in the wooded areas. And there's just this pond, that's this fairly large pond in front of you, uh, and a place where there's like a couple of like camp chairs, makeshift camp chairs, sitting by the water's edge. And
So, got it.
uh, Charlie kind of walks over, casts a line out, pulls a pipe out, loads it, and kind of sits there with his pole in the water and tips his hat down, tips his captain's hat down, and kind of sits there relaxed.
Pop out 3 beers, give one to each of the guys, and I follow suit.
All right.
I like to think the feeling of fishing is familiar. Like Burnward doesn't remember ever having fished, but like before his time in the Hell Knights, maybe he did fish a few times.
He's like, how you cast.
All right.
I'm gonna make a survival check for that. Just because we have to gamify everything and can't just have one peaceful goddamn moment.
Yeah,
Good.
you're doing all right.
And
Mm.
survival check
And
was
it's
probably better than my acrobatics. Mine's just fancy.
and
Yeah.
I th- and I think that's kind of what we fade out with. It's 11:20 here, and we've pushed kind of a ways. Got a lot done though.
Good
Um,
job, boys and girls.
but um, if you guys want to go ahead and send me your Players' Choice Awards, and we'll get sign off started. We'll start with Lee.
I'm the Computer King, the supervillain of streaming. And yes, I was Lee Sona who stepped in front of someone who was threatening Ashira. Only because, he's figured she's not the Ashira that wrecked everything and was a big evil bitch. She's a different evil bitch. So,
Different evil bitch. I like that.
not this week, but next Wednesday and most Wednesdays I run from hench to mensch, where I have some supervillains running through the paces and apparently saving the world because, superheroes are dumb and can't manage things like that.
I'm successfully sleeping with Keanu Reeves. It happened twice.
Yes, yes, that happened. And on Sundays, I'm in Yakshas. And whenever Cosmos comes back, hopefully I'll be in that too. So, other than that, sometimes I stream under The Computer King. So, that's where you'll find me. See you, folks.
All right. Xander, you want to go next?
Sure. Okay. Scott. I tried to play Xander. I don't know if I'd said anything. I said one line. And everybody laughed. So, yay. Um, what else, man? So, when we do Hinch to Minch, I play Knight. I don't know. He's weird too. I play a lot of weird characters. And then we have the New Amsterdam where I play Spat, who isn't very weird. He just heals people. And that's all my brain can recall. So that's what we're going to stick with. Yay.
Alrighty. Then let's go on to Vesa.
Hello, I'm Amy Gedden, and tonight I played a hardcore bitch. It was lovely. I'm not 100% that way in real life, but I guess I can be if you push a motherfucker. If, if, if I'm not doing this, I'm also in Hinge to Mensch. I play Flux. She's fun. That game's fun. Like it a lot. This game's fun too. They're all fun. I love them. And when I'm not doing that, I'm streaming. I changed my schedule just a little bit because it turned out to be kind of stressful to get a whole bunch of stuff done during the middle of the week. So now I stream Tuesdays through Fridays, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to whenever, and we color and we vibe and chill because obviously I've got a lot of pent up anger, and I work that out by coloring on stream to good music. And I have merch, and it's me.
Awesome.
I love Sam Sam.
Ashira, I
Zam
still
Zam.
need Ashira, I still need your player choice vote.
Oh, whoops.
And we will go then to I guess we go to Twinkle. Let's do Twinkle.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sarah Smith, and today you caught me playing Twinkle Bailey, the isekai that was just basically he got to class late today, and they said, "Great, you can present next." And it was at that moment that Twinkle realized, "Oh shit, there was a project due today." Hi. And then everything else was a train wreck from there. But that's okay. It was meant to be. You can also find me on. Oh gosh, what is today's Monday? You can find me not this Wednesday, but on most Wednesdays, except last Wednesday and this Wednesday, playing Hench to Mensch. Thursdays in Amsterdam, full time. R.I.P. Severovo. You can also find me on. I don't know when we're going to have Cosmos. It really just is kind of one of those. I'm like, well, fuck. I don't know. You can also find me on Sundays playing Indiana, the double, triple, whatever agent that wants to probably fuck everything up because that's why I'm here. That's me.
Alrighty. Then let's go on to the Commodore.
Hi, tonight I played the Commodore, aka Captain's Eye, aka King's Eye. I have a whole lot of AKAs. This is, yeah, I had a lot of fun tonight. I really hate when we can't play. It's my favorite day of the week. And my friend Purple Codex and my friend Amy Gedden both sell t-shirts at tpublic.com. They are amazing. They are fantastic. And you should check them out. They both have cool stuff. And more stuff every day. And Amy Gedden also has her Etsy, and that's
Oh,
Amy.
Nerd Art by Amy. I'm sorry. I thought
No, you're fine.
it's
I
Nerd
put you
Art
on the
by
spot.
Amy. Thank you.
All right, there you go. And if there is a second part to this commercial, it should happen now, I think.
Excellent. Now, if you'll walk into this room, on the right side of the gallery, you will see the Amy Gedden merchandise. Now, this is weathered the test of time, not only by keeping a low amount of ethics, but also a high amount of epicosity. But of course, on the left, you will also see Purple Codex merch, almost unrivaled in complete epic and ethic lacks. Right. But of course, In the very center, you will see all of it put together on TeePublic and, of course, on Etsy with Purple Codex's merch on TeePublic and with Amy Getten's merch on. What is the store name for your store on TeePublic? Is it just under Purple Codex?
Yeah.
My apologies on breaking character for a second. Just go to those places. This was an art gallery bit. It's fallen on its face. And that's the advertisement.
Wow.
I love it.
And people say the words I say aren't real.
Uh,
I tried. I'm also tired.
well, that naturally leads us into Ashira. That leads
Hey.
us to Purple
Yeah,
Codex.
on to Purple Codex. My bad.
Hey guys. So funny story. At the beginning of the stream, I had a feeling I wasn't going to be in the first half of the show. So I was like, I'm really comfortable on this couch. And I may or may not have fallen asleep for like 20 minutes while listening to you talk. And
Yeah,
Eldon
that's
comes in
thanks.
and he's like, are you sleeping? No. It was only like 15, 20 minutes. But still, so I was like, oh, well, fuck, I got to get off this couch.
Sometimes the couch be too comfortable.
It really was. It wanted to take me as its own person, like I lived there now. Some updates. My lease is officially up on September 30th. So at that time I will be in the middle of moving. So I'm not sure what my Mondays are gonna look like that for that couple weeks or whatever, but I'll have to figure it out and let you guys know. It's complicated. I'm gonna stay with a friend because boyfriend's still living with brother and brother needs time to find a place. So I'm moving out of my apartment to move in with a friend to try to save some money, and it's just a lot happening right now. Oh, and then we have to wear the fucking masks at work again because humans,
Yeah.
which I'm really annoyed with.
If people
Yeah,
would have got
me-
vaccinated,
No, it doesn't matter. They're making the vaccinated wear masks because they're saying that it's
because
the
we're carriers.
that's
yeah,
true.
That's
but
That's
why.
true.
they're blaming it on the people who got vaccinated. I'm like, the Delta variant is there, and yes, I know we're still alive, but it's there because a virus can't mutate unless it's like introduced to a vaccine or antibodies, stuff like that. I was like, so yeah, what, you didn't think it was going to mutate? Of course it was going to mutate. I fucking told you
Not
this
actually,
shit.
but okay.
What? That you know what I
No,
mean, though.
nothing. Go ahead. No, but it's all right. Go ahead.
I'm good.
Mm. um, in any case, then that leaves Burnward. Win 5, get 1 free.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mike, also known as Win 5, Get 1 Free, and today you have caught me playing ex-Paralictor Burnward, the Knight of Patella, a cop, who
He's
is...
the cap.
He's going fishing, apparently, as something that, Burnward doesn't know if he's ever been fishing, so maybe new experience, kind of new to him, potentially, who knows? You can also catch me on, catch me on, what is today, Monday? Catch me on Thursdays, where I am running, actually, not even in, New Amsterdam, the full-time game, RIP set Project Severovo, like Gunner said there. But it's a good RIP. It's actually the first game that I've ever had end on the terms I wanted it to end when I wanted it to end. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. But New Amsterdam is good because they just got fucked up. And I'm gonna give y'all a spoiler. They about to get even more fucked up. I'm real excited.
I will
Also catch
leave
me
these
on...
people to their death, Mike.
Oh yeah, absolutely you are. It's Sherman's March to the Sea, except imagine the sea marches back. Let's see here. And then Sundays, you can catch me in Yakshas as Frank. The guy who's, he almost lost his mech this game, or this combat, but then we remembered that armor worked. So, Yeah, Frank's been fucking shit up. I'm really happy with how Frank's been going, and if we get a new license level, I've got some plans. Some real schemes, you know. But yeah, anyway, if you are currently watching on Twitch, we love you. Thank you so much. But also, you can be watching us on YouTube again and again and again and again and again at youtube.com/Paradise Theater. If you are currently watching on YouTube, we love you. But also, you silly goose, what are you doing? Why aren't you watching us live right now? Catch us on Twitch at twitch.tv/pair_o_dice_theater. And if you're a big fan of the hot, fast, and sexy world of scheduling, you also happen to enjoy being part of a community that gets interacted with. And you are a fan of hot memes. Catch us at Twitter at Pair Theater. My name is Mike, also known as Win 5 Get 1 Free, and that is me.
Alrighty. Awesome. Well, that brings it back around to moi. First of all, bookkeeping out of the way, everybody gets 5,000 experience points. And Player's Choice Award today goes to, by a landslide, Vesa. So Vesa, give yourself another 900 XP on top of that.
Thank you, Colin. Turns out, just need to be a total bitch every time. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh no. Ooh, with
I'm
that
sorry, how
said,
many did you say altogether? 5,000 plus what?
5,000, and then you got an extra 900 for Player's Choice.
Thank
So,
you.
with that said, I am the Just a King Zerat. You can catch me here on Monday nights for Fire Shrike. You can also occasionally catch me on my other channel of Zerat, where I stream video games. And I think that's pretty much all I've got for tonight. So let's get an RIP Fern and get out of here. RIP
R.I.P.
Fern.
Fern.